How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back to the season finale of Windfall. I'm very excited. We have a government to re-overthrow. We have a lot to get to tonight, so I'm going to try to be super brief. I'm SirFeffers. These amazing people we'll get to in just a second. They have been on a 3-year journey, and it's coming to a close tonight. I'm very excited. If you would like to get caught up on that, you can head over to the YouTube. It's called Longshot, as well as a bunch of other projects that we're all in the mix of. And if you would like to join our community, you can head over to the Discord, where we also use visual aids for the campaigns as we go. Summer series is coming up, very important. Starts up next week. Is that correct? It is Sunday, so technically next week. Starts in the first week of the next month. And that's going to be incredible. You can find more information about that on socials and on the Discord. Luna, take it away.
Hi, I'm LunaWolfSpirit. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram, and I play Seek, a Storm player, the Storm Sorcerer, Tempest Cleric, becoming something potentially divine. And the devil's very interested in her. Not sure about that. Hopefully we can figure everything out. Taco.
What's up, everyone? I'm Taco. You can find me everywhere as DatDirtyTaco. I play Stonks, the aristocrat bone wizard. That's about it. I'm ready to hatch. What's her name? Serafina? I almost said Saika, and that's my friend. Don't want to hatch that one. But the lady we don't like getting hatched.
All right.
Jared.
Yo, I'm Jared. Gene. Man, we're yeah. Wild. Offbeat.
What up? My name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch under that exact same name, that being Offbeat Outlaw. I play Yester the Bastard Hawthorne, and I'm very excited to kick Serafina's butt. I have schemes. I'm busy hatching one at the moment. I'm gonna try and do this is a big hurrah moment. So I'm gonna try and do something unexpected and unheard of. Get to that when it happens. That's me.
Very curious.
Back to you, Feff.
All right, excellent. Well, gang, a tense night has passed in the capital of Windfall, but as the sun rises, it is a quiet and near empty city. Obviously, we can't get just everybody completely out. There's a little bit of confusion here or there, but for the most part, this city is quiet and ominous. No smoke, just the wind howling in the distant rapids to the east and the north. There's an expectancy. There will be no speeches to be made, as we may have initially concocted, as there is no one to give a speech to. Last we left off, Gene was rattled, evacuating people through the night. People began to continuously ask him for orders, and being the Lord Marshal, he bravely yet shaken stepped into that role, and the night was all the longer for it. Sia is torn. An offer made by the devil themselves. In exchange for the devil to be able to pull someone out of the Stormfather's heaven, Sia will be wiped clean of any celestial interference or influence. The cleric levels as well on the table to potentially lose. There are other options that could be taken, but this is the one offered by the lord of the hell that is empty. Except for the one that Yester had Stonks shoved through a portal at the beginning, near the end of last episode. Stonks, well, Yester is gambling, drunk on these seemingly infinite feeling spell slots that the party has gained access to through the Baron Sandur, who they were able to recover down below. And lastly, Stonks is near catatonic, having just lost his home and the menagerie, the collection of years and decades and centuries, maybe, of collected relevant artifacts. Some magic items have, of course, survived, as did Gretchen, and via the Iron Golem Niflhumbi. And the party is on the precipice. There's a few factions at their disposal. And here you stand in the ruins.
Were we all together when the estate blew it up?
It went off in the distance, and Stonks ran to go look. It's believable that the party would have followed, but I'll leave it up to them.
Yeah, Yester would have followed.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Yes, you're not Yester. I'm not Yester. Offbeat's Yester. I am Stonks. Stonks is like kneeling, kneeling Christ imagery, dust on his monocle, jaw agape, slightly unhinged.
Canary circling overhead like a vulture, but a tiny little yellow blur. Gretchen is looks up at the Iron Golem. I guess I owe you a thanks. Okay, all right.
Boy. I stand up, dust off my white pants. Well, Yester, where's this woman?
She's like up there on the plateau. Up there.
I have a collection to restart, and her bones will be first.
All right. Should we we're gonna filigree
I think we
them at all?
mosey.
I think we mosey. Let's just check in with the Let's see if we can get the evacuation. Let's just make sure the evacuation efforts are all completed. And then I've got a couple schemes left that we can maybe try to help draw her out. That's a plan.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
What are these schemes?
Well, you see, I've got this here rod of spell store. What's it called? Rod of absorption, and it's filled with slots. And I need a couple spells I want to cast. Most importantly, I think we can make you terrifying. So, question, Stonks, have you ever wanted to be a dragon?
My hands pinch like pinchers, thinking about it. Yeah.
All right. Give me some prep time. I need to concentrate on this for an hour. The effect will be permanent. You will be a dragon. We can dispel it at a later date. But the point of this is that I can free up my concentration. Then, the dragon I'm going to transform you into can shape change back into stonks. Matryoshka nesting doll stonks.
Did this get debunked? I can't recall.
No, it did not. Because...
Okay.
Then, I'm going to cast another spell on you, and you are going to fly in, Vanguard style. It's called, it's a little spell called Antipathy Sympathy. Alright? I'm going to choose Antipathy. Our target, Serafina Capello. She will be immediately feared by you if she comes within 60 feet. We will, of course, ride in on your back. Like a sort of a bomber. Bringing this, all these effects. By the way, I can do this. I've got about 5 of these effects that I can stack before I run out of spell slots from my Rod of Absorption, and once again have to dip into the others into the other bank. So we got True P. We got Antipathy. Next. We have, next option we have, I say we control the weather a little bit. This will be the concentration spell that I cast. We can, what say you we get some mood lighting in this? Make her really scared as we, what do we want? We can get, I can make it some, I can give us some blizzard. I can give us some heat. I could give us a storm.
A blizzard would be crazy in the desert.
A blizzard in the desert and a storm. I could do all of those effects, I believe, at once.
You also, if you are convincing enough, have access to like a singular arcane orbital strike from Antioch.
That is true. Anyway, I'm saying we have options if we want to take the direct approach, is basically the impression I'm trying to give. I do think we can turning stonks into a dragon and then back into a person is funny. But I also understand your aversion to the flesh.
A Draco Lich, though.
I believe you need to be an ancient copper dragon, my good sir.
Oh, those I think have a burrow speed. What's the limit on the CR?
I was gonna say
CR's 20.
Wish.
Oh, it's gotta be an ancient brass dragon, not copper. Ancient brass dragon. This is true polymorph. This is the one actual other 9th level spell I know. So I can give you true polymorph. You don't gain access to legendary resistances. You do gain access to the rest of its effects. You also do not gain access to legendary actions.
Okay.
Yeah, because those are DM specific actions. You do, however, get change shape. Its breath weapons, and you would get its frightful presence as well.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready to become a dragon, Stonks?
Yeah, I mean, no time like the fucking present.
Alrighty. Yes, sir begins to play his jaunty tune. And I cast True Polymorph, turning him into a fucking dragon.
Okay, yeah. Wow. Excellent. So,
I spread my wings, roll my head back, and go.
Oh, no. It cut out. Your vision bends and becomes this golden hue of these warm notes. And while the flesh underneath is off-putting, the scales scrape well and feel like you can tell yourself they're bone.
that over there. All right. I'm gonna pick up Offbeat. Or I'm gonna pick up Yester. In my hands.
Reaches through the screen.
Yeah.
I'm going to place Yester on my back. And we're in desert. Like, what's the ground like here? Is it like is it paved stone?
Urban city, yeah, cobblestone, and on the outskirts of the city, it turns to sand, and then if you go south, it turns to grass. If you go north, it gets rocky. And there's a like a massive river to the northeast going alongside the city.
Okay. Move through sand, earth, mud, or ice. Okay.
Dragon stonks. Make a perception check for me.
Dang it. Oh, my perception is exactly the same. A 19.
19. You are now a dragon entire.
I am.
And with it comes information. Draconic information. There are other dragons. But there's something different about them. Something elemental. You can sense it.
Smell them.
Well, yeah, the chaotic territory that belongs to no one, according to what a dragon would perceive this land as. Obviously, you're still stonks, but you gain this kind of draconic sense of being an actual fucking dragon. Ancient adult. What's the
Ancient brass dragon?
Good lord. Okay.
An ancient brass dragon with a special note. It has the dragon casting optional rules from the monster manual. So stonks you can't just like pass over your stonk spell list to the dragon, except you work on a per day situation. So rather than going, you have a number of spell slots, you kind of now just work. You can cast think of your spell slots more as you can cast this per day, not as like a slot based thing. If that makes sense. You can also at any time change shape into stonks again with the change shape feature of the ancient brass dragon.
Okay.
Important note though, your casting ability might now be charisma with a +4 modifier. With a 19, you have a 19 in charisma, and you maintain those stats when you change back into stonks. So you're now Riz stonks. We have actually given you your mentioned sex appeal. You have a 16 int and like a 15 whiz and a 19 in charisma. You also have a 27 strength, a 25 con, and a 10 in dex.
Let's can you send the sheet that you're working off of?
Yeah, I'm working off the D&D Beyond sheet, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've ended up on a different D&D Beyond sheet.
What the frig is this? Is this 3.5? The fuck is this?
This is... I hope not.
I can...
This does not look...
You said it's a copper dragon? Ancient?
Brass. Ancient brass.
Ancient brass.
I think the one I clicked on was the 2024 book.
Oh. Damn, they got a buff?
The whole monster manual did, basically.
I see.
Makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah. Well, I mean...
I will use
Thef, what would you rule?
whichever.
We should use the new one or the old one?
I'm taking a gander. Unlocked continue reading. Excuse me? I don't think so.
If we're using the new one, then stonks you cannot turn back into stonks at your leisure. You will stay a brass dragon.
I think for that reason alone, we will go with the one that is able to turn back into stonks, because that was your intention. If you want to continue on with this,
my plan was
tactic.
to make stonks scary without necessarily changing too much about him. I think
it
also
certainly
the
makes
stats
him scary. His wingspan drapes over buildings, blanketing regions in shadow.
But 22 charisma. Anyways, okay, cool. Hold on.
I do think also that the brass dragon is more in line with the old version with player stats.
Gotcha.
I think the
I could have gotten an extra like 60 HP. Okay.
Oh no, what will we do without your extra 60 HP on your now 3 health bars?
So, you're coming to learn that there's more preparation that's been done than you've discovered, but you've also gone to lengths to get to pre-eliminate so many different factors. You've protected Bitter Post. You've established that many of the people almost all of the people within the city have been evacuated, with 9-course meals, I might add. We couldn't do that nowadays if we tried. The Baron and his son have both been secured as best as you can. How will you go about sieging, if that's the tactic, with the various factions at your disposal? One on the plateau being the wizards. How do you go about sieging the capital of Windfall?
Do we... Go ahead.
All right, what do we see before us with our dragon? Is
we going up and taking a look?
Yeah, I think first step would be everybody load up on your boy. Offbeat or Yester, can you cast like fabricate or something and like put a saddle on me so we don't have to worry about you guys like having to hold on to scales?
Yes, I can fabricate.
We just duct tape our airship.
Yeah, I will with my rod of absorption slots cast wish to cast fabricate on some stuff to make a carriage of sorts so we can ride
the
you.
Rubble of the menagerie
comes the dragon menagerie.
Yeah, the harness of the ancients. The long lost world lore, the sleeping gods. Saddle. Bob.
Yeah, okay. We can now look without falling off. We can now like, hacha.
Okay.
Safely.
Party gets up and looks around. You can see down into the. You can see down onto the plateau, where you've now seen that the top of the building, the center of it, has been undergoing reconstruction. The ceiling's been taken down, the roof has been taken down in the center, and that top floor has been exposed. And various machinations, strange eldritch cannons, mortar, have been hastily constructed. The commander of the guard is at your disposal if you need to throw bodies at bodies. But where do you? I would say A, kick this thing off, but B, decide where you guys enter the narrative of how you want to do this. If this is, to be clear, if this is the path you want to take, if this is how you want to go about this.
Did we land on how we, like, outside of Stonks being like, I'm ready to go hatch a very specific person, did we decide on what we were gonna do to lure her out, or are we sieging the
My
castle?
brain thinks we have the artillery advantage. I have a spell loaded up that I think can help us deal with most of the issues on the plateau.
And we have a mobile
We
artillery
have a
platform in me.
dragon. Yeah, we have a cannon platform. we have the technology. Is my thinking.
What range do you need to be at? Like what?
Sight.
Dopamine.
Sigh. He says, many hundreds of feet in the air.
I just need to see him.
Do a barrel roll.
Because as
Let's
a
not
typical
do a barrel roll again in
perma-DM,
the sky. That didn't go well last time.
Speaking of, a couple of these whales do ride the
again.
currents up alongside.
The
and
whales
kinda
that have been here the whole time.
the
whole time.
The secret whales.
we're all just like pigs, never seen the sky.
It's a norm. It's a norm. You characters would just be like, yeah, there's whales up there. They go die in the ocean. I don't know.
It's like, how many times did you mention the birds? You know, like there's
You wouldn't
whales.
think about the birds. If I said the whales went silent, you wouldn't bat an eye. Which also means you can take the entire 3-year campaign and insert just really faint reverby. Like anytime you get a sliding guitar western note.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So
Maybe that is the sliding note. I'm onto something.
can I specifically with my not human but draconic eyes look at the like artillery pieces and try to discern, are they mechanical, are they arcane, do they look like they would have a reload time?
Make a perception check.
Oh, I be looking. Do I have keen sight?
You
No, I do
have dragon eyes, which I'm pretty sure have true sight, correct?
No.
Ancient brass dragon's perception is blind sight, dark vision. It has a passive perception of 24. So it has a blind sight of 60 feet, dark vision of 120 feet, passive perception 24. However, do you want true sight?
I mean, yeah.
That can be your
I brought
range.
up a great idea, by the way.
I mean, might as well.
All right. From another one of spells that Yester actually knows. Yester will use his Rod of Absorption and place his hand on the back of the brass dragon's head, and grants you true sight.
Dragon goes, I know kung fu. Turns on the bright eyes. The
I have rolled a
golden
27.
vision goes like pseudo kaleidoscopic overlaying as you
Shapes
start
and colors.
yeah, as you start perceiving not only the ethereal plane but like various magical things that are invisible. There are 3 invisible almost like shards of flat rock that orbit the plateau. One stays above the building of the actual capital of the estate, and past that, did what was your roll again?
27.
27. These are mechanical mortar. These are really, really juiced, really well built, really destructive, clearly. But now that you're looking at it, and you're able to verify with the true sight and all that as a dragon, these are mechanical. These are not necessarily arcane. The shells you can't see, but those might have some fun stuff in them. You also note many invisible entities. Moving from shadow to shadow along the plateau. You also note that the wizard's tower, you would have assumed, had a magnificent glow to it, you know, magical prowess, and it's just a barren black rock of the arcane college.
Have we won over the wizard college, or are they?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So, first things first, we need to relay the info on the invisible people and the floating platforms to whoever would be on the ground. Me thinks that if I was in this position, what I would do is I would have the guard advance on the first volley from the mortars. I would have us like dive in on the reload time to blow up the mortars. And then jazz hands from there. But if Offbeat can soften them with just line of sight without us even having to like go touch, then I would say soften, advance, then dive. And then I can do the typical, rat bastard dragon tactics of fly in, hit, fly in, run. Yep.
Also, you know how cones work in D&D, where if you're right
Mhm.
above people, the cone is actually like a big circle.
Okay. I did not know that, but that's
Okay,
dope.
so because your fire breath is a 90, okay, oh, you have a 90-foot line, but your sleep breath is a 90-foot cone. Now, a 90-foot cone, that means that the diameter is 90 foot in this big circle. So you have a 90-foot diameter circle of that you can shoot from 90 feet away as long as you're right above the target.
Okay.
If you are straight on, then it doesn't really matter. But
Very high perception check. No, serious. No. Very high perception check. You would note that these invisible creatures
Have tails.
have essentially swarmed the Arcanum.
Mm.
And there is a silence that has been put on the Arcanum.
Okay.
are the invisible creatures in the ethereal plane, which you would be
No.
able to see with true sight?
No,
So
are
they're on the
skidding
physical
around
plane?
in the physical.
How big is the plateau? I need rough estimates, more or less.
I'm so sorry. Think of a stadium.
Okay.
Like a modern sports stadium. Take you 30 minutes to walk across. I guess I can Google feet.
That's if a straight line that's like 2 mile
Oh,
across.
so it's like you could
if
say
you're going
like
a straight line.
okay, the American football stadium is 360 feet, so 100 yards. Well, that's like the
field.
that's the field. Okay, double that. Let's say. Okay, no. This is doable. This is doable then. Here's what. Yes, sure. Let's go down. Communicate the plan. I have operation crashing. Crash out is a go.
Okay.
This works. I have no idea what these creatures are. I do know that we can do something. Wait, let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, this will work. Let's go back down to the bottom.
Okay.
Guardsmen!
Multiple guards that have been nearby that are working as liaison stand to attention, look up. They look tired, working through the night and the day before, beginning of the next day, but they're veterans, you could say.
Today is the day. In fact, we are starting now. Your orders are as follows. Advance. Do not kill the wizards. Kill everything that tries to kill you. Advance to Seraphina's manor. There is a bunch of cannons up there and little invisible bastards. Who here can see the invisible? Anyone of you particularly trained in blind fighting?
We've got a regiment.
All
within
right.
The Corps.
I want that regiment to be with everybody. Split it up if you have to.
Spread
One
'em
person must see the invisible at a time, just in case I don't get them all. Additionally, there's cannons. We're going to have to deal with the cannons, but I think I have a plan to deal with the cannons as well. Or at the very least, we should be able to put some of them out of order. Or potentially kill the people inside who are commissioning them and working them. I don't know how this is going to work out. I do know that we will, at the very least, cause mass confusion, killing a bunch of them in a way that they did not expect, as they are on an elevated platform, and I have a means to remove them from the elevated platform.
Do we storm it from the bottom? Make our way up.
You all should storm from the bottom. Get ready.
They look to each other, leave one behind, and they trundle off to go spread the word.
Alrighty.
Was there any like? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. How quickly can y'all get this together and get it started?
The remaining lieutenant kind of goes, "We're ready now."
All right. We're gonna fly up there. You will know when it's starting.
Stares at the dragon.
You will know when it is starting because you will see something eventful happening.
I'll let the captain know immediately.
Okay. All right. Let's get this show on the road, Stonks. Operation Crash Out is a go.
Stonks away! Let's fly off.
All right.
Can I take another look at the silenced Arcanum Tower? Are there like runes or anything on the ground around it? I'm trying to discern if this is like a ritual done locally, or if there's like a group of people like concentrating somewhere else.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. As Dragoon. Not as good as I once was. This is a D20 plus 3. An 18 in total.
20 in total?
18.
18. The silence does seem to be coming from within the tower.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep talking normal because I don't know how Stonks is supposed to sound. Stonks X Dragon. Yeah, dragon now.
It's the same,
Yes,
just louder.
Screech here.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Tell them to drop the silence into... Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send them a message. Sending. Tell them to drop the silence and to cast anti-magic field.
I don't think they're doing it.
It does seem
Silence
like
is
the invisible
anti-wizard
creatures
tech.
are bum rushing the tower, and there is active combat going on within the tower.
All right. Well, I'm going to cast sending. I'm going to tell them to immediately do that anyway. And I'm going to... Otherwise...
Okay.
They'll live. They will live this. But I do think that it'd be better if they had this. I will use a 3rd level spell slot proper. I'm going to cast sending. Howdy. It's Yester. I'm going to cast it to the headmaster that we spoke to. Drop your silence. Cast anti-magic field. AoE spell incoming. Do so immediately. I promise. This will work. Please, oh God. Please. Love you. I miscounted AoE, I guess. All right. Do we see that happen?
Okay, so you hear the response as the elderly headmaster belts it out in person as well. I am older than this kingdom. I am the headmaster. You do not understand. He's not talking to you. He's rallying the troops. And at the end, it seems to become directed at you. Betrayers! Deceivers! And they had established at the top of the tower, an area where they were able to negate, and you see the dispel magic appear at the top of the tower. This especially through stonks, you're able to see that the top of the tower is no longer silenced, and that's
Excellent.
where they've been pushed up to and are holding the line.
I trigger my spell. I cast Wish Tsunami. A 300-foot line, a 300-foot tall wave appears right there. I checked the dimensions. I can cover the whole plateau in 2 passes. So the wave will now begin pushing through towards Seraphina's manor.
Okay.
That's why the anti-magic field is unaffected by this, so everything inside that will be saved. Everything else I am tsunamiing.
Okay. Does the tsunami dictate how it interacts with buildings or structures in general?
I'm going to read it out loud. A wall of water springs into existence at a point you choose within range. You can make the wall up to 300 feet long, 300 feet high, and 50 feet thick. Wall lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a strength save. On fail, creature takes 6d10 bludgeoning damage or half as much on a successful save. At the start of each of your turns after the wall appears, the wall, along with any creatures in it, move 50 feet away from you. Any huge or smaller creature inside of the wall, or whose space the wall enters when it moves, must succeed a strength save or take 5d10 bludgeoning damage. A creature can take this damage only once per round. At the end of the turn, the wall's height is reduced by 50 feet, and the damage creatures take from the spell on subsequent rounds is reduced by 1d10. When the wall reaches 0 feet in height, the spell ends. A creature caught in the wall can move by swimming. Because of the force of the wall, though, the creature must make a successful athletics check against my spell save DC in order to move at all. If it fails the check, it can't move.
What's
a creature
your
that
spell
moves out of
save?
the area. My spell save DC is 19. Nothing on structures. I think if you want to add something, I think technically that means that structures themselves are unfazed, but that also doesn't sound realistic for a tsunami. So I think it's up to you.
I agree that they would have an impact upon the structures, all the structures, including the plateau itself, as this would be quite a heavy wave. Water just rises from one side of the plateau. Correct me if I'm wrong here. An additional 300 feet high.
300 feet high, 300 feet wide, 50 feet thick, moving through the power of magic.
And it goes once back and once forth, or it goes down the line twice.
I'm going to, so every turn every turn it moves 50 feet away from me. I've spawned it basically in the middle of this thing, so like any outskirts or edges will be untouched from this. It will move down the line. Basically a football field laid sideways of water is moving through the center of the plateau.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Many buildings are just decimated. Many of the structures are just immediately fold to this first wave. The individuals that you can see scrabbling and being washed off the side fall to their deaths. And even as you can see below, are we back up in the air? Even as we see
Yes.
below, the soldiers of the city begin their invasion. shields in a kind of tapered formation overhead as bits of rubble are pushed off to the side. But for the most part, because of the way you're aiming this to be from one side to the far side of the estate, that's where the river is. So a lot of the water and that which goes with it is thrown into the river at the side of the city. It's a big river. Think of the Mississippi. Massive, very strong current, rapids in many places. And quickly all of that begins to get funneled down the side. Even for that size, the river does run red. The Wizard's Tower takes the hit and seems to hold fast, though the water quickly begins surging into the tower, and you see like a geyser out the sides. Yeah, you see the geysers out the sides as it goes up and up and up, but where the wave itself meets the top of the tower, it seems to harmlessly part around. The estate, the two orbiting shield-like entities orbiting the plateau cannot get to the estate in time. The one above it does bring itself down in front of the tidal wave and can't block all of it for the estate, but goes to the center where it would hit dead on and makes a pointed formation and tries to break this wave. The first hit.
I think it needs a strength save.
Yeah. Okay, nat 20. Nat 20 for the first one. Coming to a 25.
All right. It doesn't take any damage, but it is intentionally staying inside the range of the tsunami.
It cannot be knocked prone.
Wait, this thing, how big is this thing? Is this thing gargantuan with this stone? Or is it or is it huge?
Apologies. It is huge. So
Okay,
it's not able to
then
block. The building still gets got, just not the center of it.
All right. All right. It can no longer. It must now make athletics checks in order to move, as it is now stuck in the wave.
Okay. Okay. That first wave trunks through the plateau, and you go for the second wave from the other side, or from the
wave is just gonna keep trying to surge on through.
Okay.
And keep pushing through, and just keep on assaulting the estates proper.
Okay.
If
I may. Sorry. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. If the thing is going to try and block it, it needs to make another strength saving throw. Stonks, do you have a divination portent that you can use?
Oh yeah, I like super duper do, and they're all dog water, but we're not in range.
Oh, is he 60? Is it 60 feet? I thought it was 7.
I believe so. Let me see.
Yeah.
Are you flying down?
Any attack roll saving throw ability creature you can see.
That's sight.
Yep, that's just sight. There's no range. Let me check my notes. I have a 7, a 3, and a 6.
Give it the 3. Give it the 3.
I donate to him 1 3.
Okay, plus 5 to an 8.
That stone too is now moving with the tsunami as it crashes into the estate.
So you bring the wall of water to bear, and it brunts up against it, and you spend the duration of that second force to slow sweep it into the building, where it dies as you churn this building down. The bottom floor is the only thing that remains. From your sight now into the estates, you are able to tell that this thing has an extensive basement. But all of that is dumped into the river, the Woan Rapids.
The rivers will continue to rise.
There would be some flooding beginning in the stacks, which is actually a boon. It needs it.
It needs a good clean.
It needs a wash, and then everyone's out of there. It's perfect.
It's a good.
This is true.
We're helping.
Okay, we're gonna grab first break there.
Okay.
Be right back. And we're back. Hello.
Hello. I think it's silly that handsome in our current era has become a primarily masculine term.
I agree.
That is all.
Make handsome feminine again.
Mm-hmm. There's some handsome women.
The
There's some handsome
dragon
people. Is a handsome lady.
surfs in on this tidal wave. In the rubble, and you can see people picking themselves up from within the estates and the rubble all throughout. You see these invisible creatures writhing and moving about. Some that have managed to stay on the plateau are insects from the Sidian wastes.
How many hit points do they have?
189.
Well,
CR 14. And there are many of them, but significantly less now.
they would have been softened up from the tsunami. I'll say for expedience's sake, that would be 5d10 over the course of 6 rounds that have control of the tsunami.
I like it.
So that would be 30d10 total.
Roll
So
it.
We'll see.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
$154 damage.
Damn. Okay.
Unless they can make the strength save to escape earlier. Obviously.
That's a lot of strength saves.
These are not... I thought they were dex saves. Are they strength saves?
It's athletics to move.
Oh, I see,
Otherwise,
I see.
you are. It's a strength save, and then you take the damage. If you get moved with the tsunami. If you want to leave, you can on your turn with the swim speed. But before you can move, you must make an athletics check against my spell save DC,
Okay.
which is 19.
Surprisingly strong, not very dexterous. Unusual for buggies. The draconic feet kind of touch down as the water continues to drain off the sides and down into the plateau, which causes a whole lot of mayhem. As out from the rubble, what appears to be the Baron steps out, looks the party up and down, and says, "Disappointments after disappointments."
Ah, shut up.
I have magical eyes that let me see in the dark.
And true sight.
Yep. Is he made of snow?
He is not made of snow. He looks entirely different to your eyes.
Okay.
Sia, would you like to post the pictures?
Yeah, I'll post the
Your-
pictures.
Your and Jean's shared father.
Wait, was the simulacrum we kidnapped your dad's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Ah.
why
We
Sia
copied that.
punched him.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why we hated him. I guess we still got him.
We do.
He's
A
flasked.
copy.
Do we
Should
Pokemon
shoot him out there and then throw a
Arceus
stick
dead?
after him and be like,
have
whichever
him-
one of you
Honestly?
survives.
Pokemon battle?
Pokemon battle.
Battle.
Who's the real dad? Jerry Springer? Windfall edition?
You are not the father.
He levels a shotgun, points it at you guys, gestures with it. What do you even want?
I'm gonna take out the bottle.
Ultimately, what do you even want?
One moment. I'm reaching for a flask, if you don't mind.
Everyone's taking cover and loading their guns and taking their positions. Various of these bug-like creatures prowling along the sides, crawling up from the sides of the plateau to observe.
I'm gonna pop out the iron flask and I'm gonna emerge the simulacrum.
Looks at the original fake and goes, disappointing. This
So,
unnerves the false baron.
Baron, please tell us what you told. Tell this gentleman right here what you told us a few days ago. Most importantly, how Serafina Capello is a fraud, and the other such schemes. By the way, say hi to your simulacrum, mister. You may remember the little song and dance, and these two, Gene and Sia, walking in. That's what we took from you. You probably scoured the entire pavilion looking for what we stole. Couldn't find a damn thing. No, we stole this. This is a simulacrum, and you know what that means? It has every single piece of knowledge that you have, plus the added benefit of it is perfectly compliant to me. So everybody in this pavilion, listen to the tale of your Baron.
I cast
This is not the
thaumaturgy to
Baron.
megaphone.
The simulacrum of the false baron pipes up and immediately begins to speak at length of the various abysmal crimes and paints a very clear picture of Serafina Capello's twisted infiltration. Goes on to is there anything that you don't want him to say?
Leave out the part if he knows about us killing Rammus. He can leave out that part.
That's a good one.
And as he like stops to catch a breath, the false baron says, did you even have a plan? All the people who you could have used this, you sent away. This means nothing. All that remain are those with me.
Yes.
I ask you again. He goes to cut you off.
Yeah. You may ask me this after one more statement from me. Here's the thing. I don't give a flying fuck about you or the people around you. I have brought this to light to show you that we know you're full of shit, to show the people around you that we know your scheme has failed, because even after all of this, once all is said and done, if you kill us, what are you gonna do about your citizens, huh? The ones that we have evacuated and kept safe. When they come and see the ruin of your poor leadership, when they come and see the ruin of your mistakes, when they come and see the ruin of the plateau, of the stacks, of their livelihoods, what will you tell them if you kill us? Did you have a plan? You can accuse me of not having one. I have ruined your entire scheme. I showed up and stole you from yourself and had everything laid out before me. I managed to do this without you noticing. I know about the deck of many things you keep in your top cabinet. I know everything about you. Shut up, Stonks. I know.
You say shut up to the dragon, and everyone
You
pauses
accuse
at that
me
one
about
minute.
having a plan, sir. You are the one without a plan. So tell me, how do you plan to escape from your death?
Escape, please. All you know more than anyone how pretty words can change things. As far as I see it, you and this upstart Lord Marshal that I denounce have taken my people captive, I will put you down as the rot of this city you are.
What if we got the real Baron?
At this moment, refusing to stay below. Well, actually, that might be a disservice to the agency. You were very convincing, Yester.
Hey, look, I can be convincing. He doesn't have to listen to me.
You're
long as he
very
understands
convincing,
if he
but
understands the risks of his arrival, then that is all I needed to impress upon him.
his son is safe. At this point, it's a 10 toes down, 10 paws, no, 2 paws. Never mind. It's on business.
How the toe beans.
10 toe beans down.
Yes, 10 toe beans down. That's the episode of that's the title right there. 10 toe beans down. That's beautiful. Update. Excellent. Love that. The Baron, with his retinue, with the soldiers that you sent that he reinforced single-handedly, emerges from various points of entry at the top of the plateau, him in the front, giant broad, so like a horse killer of a claymore in hand, and a shotgun that he is reloading with his teeth. He's racking the shotgun as he steps out, looks around, and levels the claymore across the distance and goes, "Disappointed."
Man, you guys need to work on your vocab.
Honestly, I'm confused now. Which one's the real one?
He does. They all sound like dads.
A shot rings out. It doesn't manage to hit the Baron as he ping, kind of takes the hit on the side of the skull, and then immediately hell breaks loose. From the sides and below, more of these bugs come crawling out. Many soldiers that have now taken up their positions within the rubble of the estate pop out and start taking their shots. Various Spellblade wizards emerge from the Arcanum and join the fray as this pitched battle reigns all throughout the top of the plateau, which itself cracks but holds.
Time is now. That's the signal. Offbeat, that's the signal.
We're not doing Operation Mobile Home. That will kill us.
It's been close enough already. We've already we've already done Operation Boathouse. We can't.
A small quiet forms around your immediate vicinity as combat breaks out all throughout, but no one approaches this dragon. The false Baron looks about, and turns and moves back into the more defended region within the estates.
Is that what he thinks is that what he thinks is happening?
He's walking away. You gonna do something?
Yes, I am. In fact, I'm going to open the iron flask. I'd get in.
Immediately, one of the shadow bards steps out and casts a counter spell, which does not make any sense, and goes, "You didn't cast a spell." The false Baron needs a wisdom
A
saving throw.
DC 17 wisdom saving throw.
He rolls a 6.
He rolls a 6, but he's going to burn a legendary resistance.
Fine.
Turns, locks eyes with Sia. And Jean spits on the floor, barks orders in Leonin to someone to the side who begins to scramble away and walks back out. Fucking incompetent.
All right, I've had
Levels the
enough.
sword.
All right, let's kill him.
Roll initiative.
All right, we dive. Oh wait, I'm a dragon. Initiative is still the same. Oh, yeah.
Your
And of
frightful
course.
presence. Your frightful presence would go crazy. By the way.
Yeah, that's why all the fighting wasn't going
I
right
see.
to the party. Very useful for
Crowd control.
for the crowd control combat mechanics.
I don't think I've ever rolled initiative that high before.
That's crazy.
Well, you took all mine because I rolled a 3. No, sorry, 4. I do have inspo from earlier, by courtesy of whoever rolled that. But
Do we want the
I'm not using it
dragon
here.
going early or late in the turn order because you are riding me? If I go late, everyone could use their reaction to prime things based off of my movement, and then we could move, but then we'd be like shields down for counters and stuff.
I say, I think I'm like Yester's probably gonna get off the dragon to approach
yeah,
this guy. I think is the thing.
So I land. Y'all dip or are you guys jumping?
How high up are we? I mean, we're gonna have to have a conversation with this guy.
My thoughts were that you kind of rode the wave down onto the plateau. If you guys want to be like flying a little bit off the ground, that's fine, but after a while you're going to be shouting at each other if that, amongst all the
Comfortable.
combat.
Say 10 feet off the ground, so we still take a fall. We never quite kept the dragon motor running. Okay.
Gene, would you rather go on a 12? I have alert, so I can switch to people's initiative.
I don't know that it is really gonna matter all that much. But yeah, I mean, I'm down if you want to swap.
Yeah, get up there.
Okay, so Stonks is now 12.
4.
Is 4.
Stonks is
and
now 4,
Jean
Jean is now 12.
Okay. You're in Zoom call as Staw.
Yeah.
Good God, yes, sir.
He's nimble, and he's fast.
It's hot and it's ready. You're up first.
All right. Yester, hot and ready. Hawthorne. He is. I'm gonna
Little
either.
Hawthorne instead of Little
I'm
Caesar.
either gonna force him to react to this, or he's just gonna let me get it. I'm going to cast an 8th level Conjure Minor Elementals from my Rod of Absorption.
A bard does counterspell you subtly. Casting it at 6th level.
Okay, he's got to roll for it.
Go. That's a fail.
All right.
Rip.
That is my,
I've got more
that is
bards.
my act.
I've got more bards.
That is my. More of them are.
I've got
More of them
two
are.
more bards that are posted up and actively defending the Baron. Another one counterspells and fails.
Mm-hmm.
The third one fails.
Rip.
Valiant effort.
Valiant effort.
Boom.
The dice decided no, but the DM came prepared.
It's not on you at this point. Yester's gonna jump down. I take 1d6 of damage.
Okay.
Ouch, I take the full 6 from the fall. And then I'm gonna run up to within 10 feet of the fake Baron.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to action surge. And it's
real quick. Sorry, you get within 10 feet. He lowers the shotgun and pulls the trigger.
all right.
Does a there you are. Plus 10. Does an 18 hit?
Nope.
Okay.
Yester blocks it
bang
with a
from the hip.
shield.
You step up.
Yester pulls out his action surges, pulls out his gun. It's fan the hammer time.
Okay, you lean in. As you lean back to fan the hammer, you become aware that the dude he spoke to before combat is rifling through where you think the office might have landed, searching for the deck of many things.
How far away is he?
100 feet. And he's clambered over rubble and bodies and moved people in the way, and is feverishly. He's picked up a shovel and is just scraping away at rubble trying to find this thing.
Can I cast shield as a? You can cast any spell that you could normally cast.
Okay,
Stomps,
cool.
by the way.
And only you know
Can't be
about
helped.
the presence of the deck of many things, although you did just yell it out. I'm not sure if.
I did say I even know you have the deck of many things in your top shelf.
Which he didn't know. And is now trying to get a beeline on.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let him know. Kill that guy over there! Somebody!
Shoveling quickly. I guess preparing to shovel quickly.
Weapon attack plus Eldritch Blast combo for... I need more d20s to roll these. Okay, there we go. Okay, the first is James the Gun, the weapon.
Bang!
30 to hit.
30 on the Baron?
Yep.
The false Baron? Alright.
Yes.
That hits.
Next. That is going to be the Eldritch Blast. That's 1, 2... Okay. We have a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Another 21, a 26, and then a 14.
14 does not hit.
I figured. For the damage, for the damage from the dice, it's going to be 1d10 plus 4d10 total. I've got 4 Hitch Conjure Minor Elementals with the errata nerf. That's 2d8 plus 4, 5, 6. 68
You know what?
per hit.
Full send.
What?
Don't do the nerf.
Don't do the nerf?
We've been doing it
Okay.
the whole time. Might as well finish off the campaign with it.
Okay. That is going to be then 5, 6, 7, 10d8 per hit for 40d8.
Brutal. Brutal.
That's gonna be plus 5 per. That's plus 20. No, that's plus 2. That's 22. 210 damage.
Okay. One of the bards that was tucked away that had cast counterspell explodes.
Knights of the Old Republic rules.
A second bard, tucked away, explodes. How much damage total? 200.
210.
The Baron seems to take 10 damage.
All right. He's got body blockers. They have a get down, Mr. President mechanic.
Just means we have to do more damage.
Since he used his reaction to take a weapon attack on me, or at least that's what I think happened, I'm going to take a boat. Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action quicken spell. Let's test the limits.
Okay.
I'm gonna quicken spell a 8th level scorching ray. That's 9 attacks. Alrighty, we roll these. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
A
AC is 20.
AC is 20. Okay, 22 to hit. A 30 to hit. A 14, that's a miss. 17, that's a miss. 23, that's a hit. 18, that's a miss. 16, that's a miss. 27, that's a hit. 5 total hits. For 10d6 plus for 5 total hits, it's 50d8.
Playtesters are important.
242 damage.
242. That's the death of another Shadow Bard. And the Baron takes 142. What kind of damage? Fire?
Across the 5 hits, I will experiment. The Scorching Ray will be fire damage. Does he take that in full?
Yes.
Then it's all fire. Vigorous Inferno.
Okay.
Because I get to choose per hit. Oops, all
We
fire.
have ourselves another hairless cat. Okay.
Yester will then just walk up as close as he can, just to make sure that if he runs away, Yester still has his reaction ready for Warcaster. I pass turn.
The False Baron takes a legendary action and says, "Make him mine." And there are no more bards left in the immediate fight.
Double screwed with their rings.
The let me double check. Sorry. Stormflare. It is your turn.
From back of dragon before she even gets off. How far is False Baron?
False Baron is
Slash
about
father.
40 feet from you.
Okay. 8th level quicken spell guiding bolt.
Okay. Your initiative was 21, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, then I'm doing the right thing.
That's a 26 to hit.
26 hits.
$35 radiant damage.
Okay, 35 radiant.
Then she's gonna slide off dragon.
He's also glowing.
How much?
1d6.
1d6. when she's on the ground, she is going to draw her pistol and use her action to shoot him.
Okay.
It is a 29 to hit.
29 hits.
Pretty good.
12 piercing damage. Gonna action surge and shoot again.
Nice. Nice.
She's a little peeved.
How peeved?
In control peeved. Calm rage peeved.
Emotionally stable angry. Emotionally
Yeah.
mature angry.
Justified anger.
It's a dissociative anger. But
It's a
not
cold
that
fury.
dissociative.
Storms are cold.
That's a 22 to hit
22 hits.
and 8 piercing.
8 piercing.
Mhm.
Okay. He reverts to his original form. And you lock eyes with your father, who looks at you in a masked bewilderment, a forced disdain, but a fear peeking out around the edges.
Good. Do anything else? That's gonna be my turn.
Okay. Boyo with the shovel is going to roll investigation at disadvantage.
Oh, right.
What was almost a 20 was replaced by a 10. And he continues to shovel, looking for the deck of many things. The False Baron starts his turn.
Ah. No eating my food, Beerus. He was licking my plate.
Bad.
No, the bit
This is
is to
too
let him
messy.
eat the
What?
food, otherwise he destroys the planet. That's the lore. That's
Don't lick
that's
this.
technically the lore for Beerus.
He is licking his chops. He is licking his chops at me. You little shit.
I mean, Offbeat, look at you. How could
Little
you not
shit.
lick your chops?
Okay. Okay. Oh, we don't have offbeat.
He's
He has ran away.
doing cat dad stuff.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back, welcome back.
Mhm.
First thing that happens. The now exposed Dristan / Clarence, the bad father, is going to look to you, Yester, and go, "Be gone," and subtle cast maze. An attempt to draw you into the labyrinth.
As a reaction, I'm gonna use my Rod of Absorption.
Do you have your reaction?
I do have my reaction. I get 8 more levels in my Rod of Absorption.
Can
yeah.
you still absorb it if it is subtle cast? Because you don't know it's being cast.
You can take a reaction to absorb a spell that is targeting only you, doesn't create an area of effect. The absorbed spell is canceled in the spell's energy. So there's no in this specific case, because it's not a spell I can see, it is just a spell that is targeting me. I can target the spell that is targeting me with the Rod of Absorption.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As a bonus action, you watch as he reaches his one hand back, pulls away at his vest to expose a strange, cryptic brand on his ribs that he tears at. An immediate detonation happens around his person. Everyone within 30 feet needs a dexterity saving throw.
Well,
Sure,
we're
attack,
still on the
attack.
dragon. We're still not.
I'm resisting. We resist.
Okay.
Well, Gene, me and you are. When Luna jumped off, she was 40 feet away.
Yeah,
So me and
we
you
should
are
be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should be good.
It's an 11 for Yester.
Ooh.
I rolled low.
Oh boy. Oh goody. You take 45 force damage and are thrown 1d100 feet.
All right. Let me roll for concentration quickly to see if I maintain it. The conjure red elementals.
You took 4d20 damage there.
So like 40 damage. How much damage did I take total?
45 even.
45 even, so that goes to 22. Damn it, I got a 20. I would have needed to roll that 20 to save my break concentration. Where do I fly?
Thankfully, you didn't specify that you leaned around him or skirted around him, so you go back into the dragon. And the two of you are going to take 10d6?
10d6, yeah. If we're applying fall damage rules.
Yep. I'm gonna grab a roller. Just to expedite things.
You roll 100 feet?
He's thrown 100 feet.
Oh, I thought it was D100. My bad.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. Roll a d100 for how many feet you go.
Oh, okay.
Good shout, Taco. Have inspiration.
Woo!
I dropped the dice.
Oh, check your bingo boards. On
It's
di-
the most important one. It's the 10s. I go 6 feet total.
Bruh.
But it hurt.
The double. Damn, that hurts. But boy, he's sturdy.
It's just a boom. Backpedal
6
a
feet.
full 6 steps.
But face down, mouth open through the dirt.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, it's one of those Baldur's Gate 3 pushes that doesn't go very far. So you go really high, but you only move back a little bit. Okay. And you're prone.
Face down.
The false
Ass
fires.
up.
Action surges. Why don't we keep this amongst kin? Twin cast power word stun. As this ancient word drops out of his mouth like a falling hammer. Power word stun. You speak a word of power that can overwhelm the mind of one creature that you can see within range. I'm twin casting it, leaving it dumbfounded. Agog, if you will. If the target has 150 hit points or fewer, it is stunned. Otherwise, the spell has no effect.
Alright. Yester is stunned.
Chat.
Stonks.
Look at chat.
Ooh.
Jake!
Wrench!
From downtown!
From on high. Well done, Jake. Good God. Oh my
Nice.
God.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Smash cut 2 years ago. A counterspell went awry. It was from Dodger. He throws the wrench. The wrench misses, bounces off something, and we forget about it. The wrench actually goes into the stratosphere, flies
Orbits for a
around,
little while.
slowly losing steam until suddenly, at the precise moment, from the heavens.
Oh, the orbiting wrench is a contestant for the title of the episode. Well done. Good God. Well done, Jake. The wrench comes out of nowhere and just hits him right in the head. Just cracks him right in the skull, and he goes. Starts looking around, confused. Looks down at the wrench. Looks up at the sky. Glares suspiciously at the whales. Okay.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Well played, Jake. You counterspelled the end of my turn. Touche. Well played. One of the bugs is going to crawl and move alongside until it's about even with the false baron and do a 60-foot breath attack of acid. The DC is 16 on a dex save.
Oh my god. I actually have resistance to acid. I think this is the first time I've gotten to use it.
Big
You really got
winged
to delve
lizard.
into the Sidian wastes.
Yeah.
I have disadvantage on this because I'm prone.
Although that said, that's where the dwarves were, so I take that back. We just didn't really go out into the wild too much up there.
Yeah, there's big
23.
ugly ants, dog.
You're currently fighting one of them.
Yeah, but like, we didn't go on
Oh, it's
purpose.
an on keg. I can.
It's not, actually.
Dang it.
Good thinking, though. Nice. Okay. So, looks like Stonks fails.
Hit me.
Jean has
How does?
Oh, just makes it.
Nice.
Just makes it. Okay. For all ye who failed,
Just me.
for the dragon, you take 37 acid damage, half if you succeeded.
Why you gotta be 37?
That's a hard number to divide.
Okay.
18.5 rounded up to 19.
Thank you kindly. It's then going to scurry away as the false baron shoos it to skirt along the northern side of this fight. Again, this is one of the few ones that managed to resist the fear and entered into this kind of pocket fight within the large-scale combat. Skirts along to not be directly next to the false baron. Jean, your turn begins.
All right, hops off dragon. What is that? D6 of damage?
D6 fall damage.
More than the damage I took from being flung from the explosion.
What? I don't roll that. You roll that, right?
Sure. People started rolling it, so I just didn't say anything. You
Okay.
take 1 bludgeoning damage.
Oh no!
Yeah, right in the knees. You feel it in your knees.
Getting too old for this.
Yeah, I mean, true. Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action and burn a channel div, and do Vow of Enmity. Ah, crap. I move in first.
Okay.
And then I do Vow of Enmity, because it's got to be within 10 feet. Which just gives me advantage on attack rolls on Boyo for the next minute.
Okay.
And then I shoot
You
him.
can just do that.
Your father, as you cast that spell, like turns.
That's a crit.
And you look right back, level your gun, and crit in this man's face.
And the second roll is a
Just looks up, levels the shotgun to the throat.
1 to hit.
That hits.
But
So a crit and a hit.
the crit is gonna be the most fun. I'll probably just do a digital roller, honestly. Because if you think I'm not smiting on every single one of these shots, you're crazy.
What was it,
So
Gene?
that'll be...
Some false, convoluted sense of morality. Why else would you be doing this?
You just suck. You just suck. You just suck. And obviously you're wrong here, so... Ain't nothing convoluted about it. You're
the
convoluted. Okay, well now I've got to redo some of that math.
Now I mean it.
How many friggin... Okay, so it's 68...
Don't forget you can dip into the everlasting spell slot well to max
Right,
on
but
all
I'm-
your smites.
Yeah, I definitely am doing max. It just maxes out at 5th level. And
Max is at
then
4th
another
level.
6.
You get 5d8 at 4th level.
Right, but 5th level slot.
Mm.
Okay, so that's 18d8. I'm just gonna roll that here. Alright.
While Gene rolls, how big of a priority do we want to make the deck of many that homie's searching for? How big of a
Well,
deal do we think that is? if
here's
he
my
gets it?
problem.
The
I think
20
it'd be
mark,
fine.
I roll another investigation to find it.
If he opens it, he launches a bomb because there's a trap in there.
The
The
desk
mother-
was trapped. The desk is destroyed.
9d8.
Oh, true. In that case,
Many traps went
Um,
off. when you guys, when you tidal waved the building. Many sensitive, pressure-plated things. Just.
that's what you get for putting bombs in your house. That's not on me. No one expects the tsunami on the plateau, but it comes. It happens.
It comes for us all.
Alright, that's 149 radiant damage from me.
Okay. 149 radiant damage,
Yarp.
which he takes half of.
Ooh.
Bad investment. That's what you are.
You can't talk about
You'd
investments.
have had to been there for it to be an investment. What did you invest? Nothing.
Means I was right.
You ran off like a coward.
Got him.
Here you are hiding behind a new
Small-minded.
face. Reporting to somebody else.
Never once
Doing
looked
their
into the
dirty work.
horizons, were you?
All I see is horizon.
Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that's both bonus and. Yep, donezo.
All right. Another one of these bugs is gonna skitter up. The dragon is terrifying. This thing is going to crawl over to you, get like under you, and like start trying to bite up and claw at your underbelly, and is going to attempt to burrow into you. Chitin on scale on flesh. 27 to hit.
That'll
16
do.
Plus 11. Sorry, I'm going as fast as I can.
You're good.
Oh, it's a 7. Excellent. 15 piercing damage.
Okay.
And the unnerving sensation as it begins burrowing up into your draconic innards. Your fleshy bits. The soft viscera
My least
within.
favorite part. Get rid of it.
So it's like, oh, thank God, finally someone's
Allow
doing
me
something
to
about this.
hatch.
It then releases its breath attack. I don't want to say you automatically fail this, so make.
I'll
a
roll it with
dexterity-
disadvantage.
Yeah, so make a dexterity save at disadvantage.
That's a pretty good roll. That is a 19 with disadvantage.
Well,
I flex my dragon abs.
you clenched down hard, and you like.
This dragon does kegels.
You managed to lock up and choke this thing as it tries to unleash its breath attack. I hate this. This was horrible, and now it's just horrible. This was cool, horrible, and now it's just anyway. You will take half damage from this breath attack. 6d10, coming out to 29 acid damage.
So I'd be burning up.
Stonks, your turn begins.
Okay. How large of an area does it look like the office took up on the ground? Like
Maybe
like the
20 by
area that is-
30 feet on the third floor,
Okay.
or would have been the second floor.
Okay. There's a similar sized area that he's like searching through.
Yeah, and you can see that he's tried to like move. He's like had to like shove one of the ruined mortar cannons out of the way, and
Okay.
still rooting
Is the-
around.
Is the ground of the plateau like solid stone, or is it burrowable? Dang
It is certainly burrowable, as it has been hewn into and made hollow over the years as the pride hollowed it out and made it theirs. So I would say that being a dragon, you can burrow into this stone. But if you keep it up, danger, Will Robinson. Rocks fall, everyone dies is never a fun way to end a campaign.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily want to drop the. I'll end up accidentally doing Operation Mobile Home.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, how big of a priority is this guy searching?
I will say, it's not an immediate risk. It's if a continued duration, you will be at risk of eventually finding something load bearing.
How far away am I from Fake Baron?
Fake Baron, 40 feet.
How far am I away from guy searching?
Guy searching, 100 feet. 140 feet.
Okay. God, the thing that sucks is like the deck is such a coin flip that it's a very, very wide range of loose ends. I feel like we have to do that. Like if like nightmare scenario is like homie finds it, pulls the fucking wish card, and then we're kind of just cooked.
We should definitely at least stop them.
Well, if you
Okay.
think about it, well, how many cards are there really in the deck of many things? It's like,
66. The deck of many more.
it's a 1 in 66
1 in
chance.
66?
Yeah. One is like there's like other things that are like moderately annoying for us.
There's a couple
But
of meh ones, like you learn 3 cantrips.
Yeah, there's like a couple that are just like, oh, that's neat.
I mean, that's incredible. I love that card.
Sure.
15%?
To be honest.
It's like I feel like we've risked more. Here's my thinking. This guy, we've done roughly 200 something damage to him. Even if on the low end even if on the high end he has like 1,000 HP. You could probably kill him and that other guy before that happens. That's my thinking.
Okay. Then, how close are you guys to False Baron?
I'm 6 feet away.
And prone.
And prone.
Okay.
Jared,
I would like.
Jean has also moved up, and Sia came down but didn't approach.
Yeah, she didn't move too much closer.
I'm in melee.
Okay. And no one's at his back, correct? Like no one's like attempting to flank him or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Are there any of the big bugs near him?
Nope, they made tactical moves.
Okay. Then
There's
I would-
only 2. One is to your right. The other one
Okay.
is fucking in your guts.
he do be in my tummy. All right, then I would like to fly the 40 feet over to him and like 15 feet up above him using my fly speed. So it's 55 feet at 25 left. At which point I would like to look down and see if there's a way that I can angle the cone of my breath attack to where I just like clip him with the edge and don't, blast everybody else.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then I will exhale my sleepy time breath.
Okay.
I will blast him with chamomile. And I will need a DC 21 Constitution saving throw from the boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a legendary resistance.
Okay,
I failed.
that's number 2. Cool. And then for my next trick, I will fly my remaining 15 feet away at a diagonal angle.
Okay. You take off. Bug in tow. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Yes, sir. We'll see you on deck.
Okie dokie. Most efficient way to kill this guy. He can probably do things that stop me from that I probably can't maintain concentration anymore. I need to assume that that's not something I can take for granted. However, oh, that's an option. Okay. Yester, as his bonus action, is going to inspire Jean. We're like, yeah, kill your dad. I hate him too. And as my action, I'm going to cast slow.
Ooh.
I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Putting this dice aside, I can't read it. Fails.
Fails. Oh, no, no legendary resist.
If he had one, he would use it.
Oh, goody.
This is where I would put my legendary resistance.
All right, that is he's got a -2 penalty to AC. His speed is halved. -2 penalty to dex saves. Can't take reactions on its turn. It can take either an action or bonus action, not both. And it can make only one attack if it takes the attack's action. Yeah, if we're since we've been using the old slow rules this entire time, we'll use those where if it casts a spell, he must first roll a d20. If he rolls an 11 or higher, the spell takes place next turn.
Okay.
And that will be, and Yester will use half of his movement to stand up, and then walk forward 6 feet, and get into melee with him as well.
He's gonna burn his reaction to level a shotgun at you, while keeping eye contact with Jean.
Wait a minute. I have Sentinel. Hang on. I'm pretty sure that lets me do a thing.
Shoot him!
Wait, I can't react. I have slow.
Yeah, you don't have reactions.
big
Yeah, you're slow.
Never mind. Yeah, you look as you approach. He's looking at Jean as he's attempting to level the shotgun at Yester, but he's doing it in slow motion.
All right, that is my turn. I pass.
All right, see ya.
He is gonna start walking forward. She's gonna cast. So she's gonna subtle cast. No. Quicken spell. Guiding bolt again. At Bad Father.
Bad dad.
Bad Dad.
We had sad dad, where it's like, oh man, morally gray, couple of bad choices, ultimately trying to help, still made bad choices, and now we have bad dad.
Bad Dad.
Who's just awful.
That's a 21 to hit.
21 hits. To round this character out, to round this whole thing out, we have to know what Stonk Stab was like. That's the important, that's the burning question. In a weird way, you are your own father.
They call me Peepaw.
It's gonna be 40 radiant damage.
40 radiant damage.
She's gonna stop 15 feet from him and shoot him with her pistol again. .24 to hit.
Starts to slowly start saying something before you just shoot him again.
9 piercing damage.
He is bloodied.
Whoa.
That'll be her turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn. Before my turn starts, can I still take a legendary action? Is that feasible in between?
Before your turn? Yes, just not in response to your turn.
Okay.
So you would take it at the end of Sia's.
Work for you, Offbeat?
I'm just checking if slow has anything regarding legendary actions. I don't think it does.
I mean, there's shenanigans, right? So, I mean...
Yeah. You can still take a legendary action, but with the caveat that all the other things still apply. So like
if I were to use a legendary action to cast a spell,
you would have to roll the d20 to see if it takes place next turn or not. Otherwise, the spell is wasted.
And does that take up my action economy on my turn as well?
Yes.
Cool.
Like that's if you roll an 11 or higher. If you roll a 10 or less, then you get to cast it at that time. So it's a 50-50.
Okay. Legendary action. Subtle casts silence on himself and everyone within the range, which is
20-foot radius, I think.
Yep, 20-foot radius. I'm gonna roll a d20, see if it kicks off now.
I
That's cocked.
want to scoop up Dodger's orbital wrench
Okay.
and hit him with it.
Subtle casted.
Oh, subtle class. I missed it. Rip! Rip! I tried.
That is a 4.
Okay, so he gets to cast it this turn.
All right, the silence envelops all around, with the exception of Stonks.
Clear question to make sure we're all on the same page. Is he specifically targeting like the ground beneath him, or is he targeting like an object he's wearing?
Dome of his head, his
Okay.
singed, bloody cranium.
Okay, cool. So it'll move with him.
Mm-hmm. His turn begins. You watch as he quietly takes his shotgun. Whoa.
Silently, even.
We're all miming now.
Sorry.
You watch as he has a hold of this shotgun by the handle, grabs the top of it, flips the switch, it folds up, and you watch as he screws it down and then slams it against his side as his action. Everybody needs a dex save.
Everyone?
No. Everyone on the plateau. On this half of the
20.
plateau.
27.
27. You succeed. So wave
Oh, man.
of necromancy blossoms out from his point in a 300-foot radius.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then yep, me too.
Oh.
All right, yeah, that's
12.
12 for me.
18
Huh.
succeeds.
Winsies.
Seven D12 necrotic damage. Coming out to 42 necrotic damage for everyone who failed. 21 for everyone who succeeded. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Hello, friends. Hope you guys had a good day. Hope you guys had a good stream. That's his whole turn. He can't do much else. Which is going to bring us to one of the bugs who's going to skitter forward and try to take a bite out of Sia. .28 to hit.
Oh, yeah. That really hits.
I'll just use this. I've never seen a digitally cocked die before. 27 piercing. To which it then claws you. Following up with a 23 to hit.
That hits.
3d12. 26 slashing damage. Gene, your turn starts.
Can you make, sorry, can that insect make a dex save real quick?
Not super dexterous, and a 1 for a total of 2.
Alright. Gonna take 16 thunder damage.
Dead bug, accounting for the additional 154 it took earlier. From the tidal wave. Yeah, it attacks you and you lash out and just disintegrate it, basically. Just. Okay, Gene.
All right. I'm going to start with my bonus action. I'm going to reach into my satchel, my pockets, whatever, pull out a Dodger Incorporated Spirit Shroud
Very cool.
machine. Pull the thing, do the thing. So I got that Spirit Shroud running. And, you know, thought I might change it up and shoot him.
Any vocational components? Oh, it's an aura thing. Never mind.
Oh, no, never mind. You're right. I forgot about the silence. Technically, I think that would keep that from happening. Yes, definitely vocational. So, rip that idea. Heck, I don't even know if I can do Divine Smite.
You can do Divine Smite. You can't do
Other
Spirit
smites.
Shroud, though. Yeah.
Has he
Okay.
taken damage since he started the silence?
I don't think
No,
so.
he just
No.
did it, and then
Okay.
the bug took his turn. So
Well, then we'll see if I can do anything about that. Okay, so first shot is a 28 to hit.
28 hits.
And then second shot will be even 30 to hit.
30 hits.
So no crazy, but I'm certainly going to smite on each. So it'll be 18d8 total. D8, 10, 87 radiant damage.
That's Overwatch. I'm calling it. Gene,
Mm-hmm.
how do you want to do this?
Okay. First shot I fire, just standard center chest or whatever, and notice that the next one is gonna be it. The second shot, I'm gonna pivot and go non-lethal. Blow out his kneecap and just clock him on the jaw with the butt
quietly.
of the shotgun.
No silence, just the flash of light, no gunshot sound.
Yeah. I guess we're still in combat, but
Mhm.
I'll turn to Sia and he just say, "He left me. He hurt you. You decide." And then I'll turn to look and see what. Ah, crap! I forgot to say a thing before.
Mm-hmm.
The second shot, I just look him in the eyes, and I just say disappointed, and then I get him. I forgot to say it.
Wow.
I had that planned the entire time. So a
Amazing.
little bit of rewinding. And yeah.
Who's the dad now?
The bad dad goes
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Bill's right. John Woo Dubs. Rip John Woo.
Is it your turn?
Yep.
As he goes down. Nope. You note that the guy is still rooting around looking for the deck of many more. I forgot to roll earlier, so I rolled here. And he did not succeed. The bug inside the dragon that is Stonks. Crit fails twice.
I'm too eager for him to remove the flesh. I am unfazed.
Which one of us is crawling in there to get that bug?
Stonks, it's your turn.
Okay. Rule question: how does splitting movement across different types of movement speeds work?
I know.
Yes, offbeat.
Thanks, teacher. So, when you have different movement speeds, you can use one of the movement speeds and then transfer to the other, as they do not subtract from the total. However, this only applies if you are moving from a larger movement speed to a smaller one. For example, if you have 80 feet of flight and 40 feet of walking, if you were to walk 40 feet first, you would still only be able to fly 40 feet. However, if you fly 40 feet first, you still have 40 feet to walk. This is a very specific clarification that is actually in the book and is one of the few examples of flight rules that we have available to us based from the DMG.
So, could I use all 80 feet and then use the 40 feet of walk, or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How far away am I from the man who is digging?
How far away did you fly when you took off?
80 feet. in total.
Then you are 220 feet away.
If you are in the air, you can also fall straight down to cover that distance, which will use up none of your movement.
But because it is... Someone's trying to collaborate stream with me right now? No, thank you. I don't even know who this is. Decline.
Daddy.
Never seen that. Because it's not the 500 feet of room, you will take that fall damage.
Okay.
Unless you want to hold your action to right before you touch down to then fly. Yes, offbeat.
Yeah. You are allowed to rule it that way. This is not me saying that.
Okay.
This is me saying that, like, in the rules as in the rules as written.
Okay.
If you have a fly speed, you are allowed to control your descent such that you can fall any number of feet. And since movement does not take action economy and is just part of your turn, something you can take, you can reinitiate that movement speed at any time. So you could fall a maximum of 500, but of course you can fall less than that and then re-engage movement at your leisure.
Okay.
That is, but it is
you-
up to you if you want to change it.
Tuck the wings and dive. And there's
Okay.
a collective moment on the plateau as everyone looks up as you just in time unfurl the wings.
What if, hear me out, I'm gonna dash.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna describe what I would like to do in a perfect world. I would like to fly at a 45-degree angle towards the guy in the area that he's searching. I am a gargantuan creature, so I take up a 20 by 20 foot cube. 20 feet away, I would like to tuck the wings and nosedive into the ground and burrow like a torpedo, taking the rubble with me underground. I don't care if any damage or anything gets done to him.
Oh, yeah,
But I
he's
would like-
gone.
Oh, did he explode?
He
Or-
wasn't a fighter. He was just sent running. Yeah, he is ground to paste as you, like a missile, like one of those bunker missiles, into the plateau, bringing all of that room and rubble with you into the floors below.
I can't have it. Nobody can. And I sit on my newly made hoard. I know it's in here somewhere.
For the sake of expediency, I'm gonna say that this bug died from that experience because it was already very low. And with that, the combat around begins to devolve. The party has won the day and taken the plateau back. We're gonna, well, no, you guys need to grab a break, or shall we keep going?
I could use like a 2-minute, and if I'm the only one, I can just
I could use a
sprint away
quick
and come
break
back.
too.
Yeah,
I
just
need
short.
to pee really bad.
We'll be right back.
Speed break.
Speed break. And we're back. The true Baron plants a foot on some rubble overlooking the city and roars. And roars his victory over the city. A cheer goes up from the crowd. Many people rush forward to jostle the party and clap y'all on the back and show gratitude and reverence. The amount of damage that was just put out is intense, and because your father is still alive, there is some room given to the party.
I will crawl out of my hole.
As an aside, Adam and Dodger's parents were a part of the survivors of the Wizard's Tower that led the recapture of the plateau from the arcane angle. Stonks, you said you crawl around.
I super light. I'm searching. I'm looking.
Roll an investigation at disadvantage. As your giant draconic body sifts and burrows deeper, looking through this rubble of your horde, looking for the deck of many more. The DC is 18.
Okay. Very unlikely, but possible. I rolled 2 5s.
Okay. You continue your search.
I'll come out of the hole. I'll go back later.
Yes, sir, you're keeping a close eye on Jean and Sia. Bit sympathetic, given recent events with your own father.
I mean, you guys want to kill him? Because we can totally do that.
I have some things that I would like to say to him first.
My vote. Just throw him in hell.
Well, that's a good point.
I, you know.
Hey, devil!
Though I do think we should handle Seraphina first. We're not done here.
Hell's not going anywhere. We can get him later.
Yeah.
Would you like to speak to him before we take him see you?
Are we throwing him into hell directly afterwards?
Well, I think we just to keep him there while we figure out if we want to kill him, if we want to make him go stand trial or something. Hell's more just a very horrible place to hold him until we figure it out.
We don't actually need him to stand trial. We have the simulacrum.
That is true.
Well, the last time he was supposed to die, and I wasn't there to see it, he made it out.
Kill him, and well, we'll see if the devil needs them live. I don't think he should. Probably going to hell anyway.
I don't pretend to know how it works.
Stepping out from behind you, Yester. I'm not going to make a habit of this.
I thought hell was empty and you were bored.
I am.
I have a plaything for you that is so evil, 2 people hate him.
I'm intrigued as
That
the devil
said,
steps around, takes in the scene.
we may come and get him. I don't want to foresee you to think about what she wants to do with this sad sack of shit too much quite yet.
Come and
Done
get
with Seraphina.
You're going to send someone down into my realm, but demand he retains his lucidity.
I don't know, maybe we want to kill him later.
If I put a bullet through his skull, will you take him now?
Leans down and looks at this abysmal excuse of a man. He'll fit right in. Yeah, I'll take him. We gotta start somewhere, don't we?
Theo will walk over to him and like point her pistol at him and pull it back to Loda, pull it in the chamber. You got anything you'd like to say to me?
You're welcome.
This is from my mama. His, she points at Jane. And all the other names you forgot, you fucking bastard. She shoots him in the head.
Crumbles. You turn to look. The devil made a tasty kind of noise, but is no longer there. The corpse is there of your father, but the scent of sulfur belies the gravity of what just transpired.
So you get, you son of a bitch? I kick him.
I walk on over from my hole and change back into stonks, seeing what the hell
blessed
happens to that
bone.
bug.
The carcass of the bug, you have to like shake one pant leg to extol the remains of the viscera.
What I miss?
Well, part 1 of the fight's over.
Just gotta get Seraphina now.
Dead beats dead.
How's Seal
So-
look?
Quiet. She's looking at the ground. Crying silently. Not angry though. Anymore.
What do you mean you can't find her? Find her! The troops move into the rubble. You hear some combat happening below the estates, but they don't immediately find Seraphina Campello. About an hour passes. Still no sign of Seraphina Campello.
Short rest.
Short rest is attained.
I was gonna say, before we like move on too far, Jean will walk over and like place a tentative hand on Sia's shoulder. You know, it's not like, yeah, just kind of
She'll
be
put
there.
her hand on top of
Yeah.
his. Thank you.
And then we go. Yeah. Anytime. Well,
It takes about an hour for rumors
I mean,
to start drifting to the party's ears of someone playing sad music in the Myriad. Down below in the Gold District.
We think she escaped to the Gold District.
I mean, who else?
You're right. Who else?
Are
Alright.
we gonna hold cards? Really don't want to leave that off screen to just like magically show up later.
All right, let's go get the deck of many things.
Everyone roll a d4.
Okay. 3.
4.
Must find my best D4. This one will do.
Jared, roll me a d4.
4.
4?
Mhm.
4. Okay. Everyone roll investigation.
Oh, and me again.
I'm vaguely good. I have been rolling my skill bonus in every one of these checks all night.
21.
23.
Five.
You said 5, Sia?
I said 5.
Oi! What'd you get, Jared?
A 10, but I'm debating using my inspo. But I gotta...
You have also a Bardic Inspiration you still haven't used.
Oh, that's right.
D12.
I'll use that. I kind of don't actually want to find the deck of many things, so...
Then don't use it. Hold on to
But
it.
watch me use it anyway. 14.
14.
Because otherwise I'm going to forget it's there.
23 is the highest. Stonks finds the deck
Oh, God.
of
Oh,
many
no.
more.
Oh, no.
I hold it nice. I look at it possessively. Kind of like
Thanks.
rub the outside with my thumbs. I take my gloves off
Whoa.
so I can touch it directly. Just kind of stare into it.
Small wooden box slides out like a cigarette carton to show beautiful cards. Ta-da!
I'm gonna roll a wisdom saving throw. Can I set the
Yourself?
DC at 20? Yeah. If I beat the DC, I'll hand it to Yester
Okay.
and think better of, or maybe Jean. Jean's probably the better call. Nope. That's a 7 plus 8.
15.
I'm not keeping it a secret that I found it, but I am putting it in my pouch inside my rib cage.
Open up your clothes. Slide it in front of the party.
Well, gotta start somewhere.
You're just gonna keep that and do nothing
Yeah,
with
you know
it?
what? It occurs to me. Wait, so we did all this for a deck of cards? What?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Are they like emotionally significant? What?
They're very powerful,
They,
but they're
they,
very random.
they're magical,
I mean-
Gene. They're magical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well,
Stonks has been talking about these for quite some time.
Which do you
I'm a
value?
little bit.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I'm a little bit upset that he has them in his possession.
Which do you value more, Stonks? The deck of many more, or Gene's left testicle?
Oh, the deck of many more.
I'm sorry, Yester's left testicle.
when did Gene's
Sorry,
testicle come into play
I
here?
looked down and saw- Funny bit gone awry.
I think
I'll say catching strays of the worst kind.
the way Stonks views it is like the deck is a prize that he does not possess to be claimed. Yester's left testicle is already my property.
You're
On
right. That's crazy. Insane statements from an insane man.
Yes. So Stonks had doubts if he would ever be able to find this specific thing, but like Yester will die eventually. I just like
Sia, you managed to keep your cool through that entire encounter with your father. You note that. Is it growth? Or is it a pain so deep that it is like a well-polished river stone? You've handled it so many times that it's become this void.
What's that?
Well, how do we approach the Myriad? Already there are multiple soldiers that have set up a perimeter.
superhero landing?
I mean, I say we just walk in like we own the place. I mean, we've already blown up enough landmarks for one day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stepping into the admittedly decimated Myriad. An unseen servant plays the piano. The only table that is not destroyed and right side up is dead center of the room. Sitting with hands in her, with her face in her hands, hair disheveled. Serafina Capello slowly looks up as the party walks in like they own the place. With Stonk's high perception. Is Stonk still...
My passive perception is the same. I think I would have lost true sight by now because that's a spell.
Okay.
You would have lost true sight, yeah, but you maintain dragon status forever.
And I will mention that the seemingly infinite source of spell slots has been used up as more chalk was passed around and more people brought more spells to bear on the fight to retake the plateau.
I accept this.
But regardless, Stonks, you have a crazy high passive perception.
It do be 24.
It do be 24. And so I'm going to take us to the map real quick and reveal that which you are able to see. Yes, of course.
Hey, let me in.
Yeah, the thing concluded. Stand by. Starts the session. Okay.
That.
You thought they're watching.
You can see the stage. The rug on it destroyed. Serafina Capello. I actually say she's sitting on the stage, her legs swinging over the side. You're aware of 4 shadow bards in the rafters, in the wings. And you hear the scuttle of more of these bugs. However, what Stonks registers are the 3 adult moonstone dragons. Oh, sorry. 2. One was decimated in the defense of the estates. With all that context, Yester, Jean, Sia, and Stonks. Not in that order. Move into the room. No one is immediately aggressive as the piano continues to play. Serafina, with a resigned look, well, you've succeeded, haven't you? Every plan, every angle, kneecapped before you even made any moves. Done in by you lot. Apologies, Sia. Exempting yourself, of course. I just wanted to make a bit of money.
And get a
Carve out
job.
a place for myself. In comfort. Move up in the ranks. Climb the ladder. And then you burn down the ladder.
Mm-hmm. You blew up my house.
Did I?
Think so. I blame you. So. Doesn't really matter.
You killed all the evil ones. All the ambitious, sinister schemers. I was amongst them, and I watched them fall one by one to you lot.
We didn't kill all of them.
fact that they were reasonable, we actually kind of like hired them in an odd way.
Lil
Papa
Purple's
Tom-
still alive.
Lil Purple remains. Papa Thompson's
Deception.
alive. Damn straight, that's a 32.
What
Not
about
you,
what about
the
your
one who
boy?
lied, Stonks.
I'm backing him up. I'm backing my boy up.
I rolled a 26.
So I've heard. If people come to you with a good head on their shoulders, they're given a job. Look around you. That's all I have left. I put down gangs. I coerced and seduced. I even
Not see it though.
scrubbed my ranks of the cult. This is all that there is left of me. And I still am not quite sure how we started this. What is it that you want? Why fight this hard? And in doing so, she shows that she too does not have a moral compass. And that revelation provokes an insight check from the party.
Hmm.
13 from Yester.
17.
17 for Sia as well.
Wait, I mean. A natural 20 for 28.
Serafina Capella was ready to go down swinging. But is willing to take an out if offered. But with a 28, you'd know that likely she's going to run first chance she gets, or she's going to turn on the party in some way, shape, or form. Just because she's at the bottom now does not mean that she is not willing to do whatever need take. You killed them all. Sorry. You ruined all of them. Who on this map has more power than you? Says to the party as a whole. No one. So you've won. And I find myself in acceptable second place. Do you all have plans on how you'll deal with this flayed man? I don't. The only answers I could find are ancient words, cults that their only plan was to trick this entity for as long as they could. Do you have a plan?
Yeah, we've had a plan the whole time.
I thought we did this.
She sighs.
He's
Gets onto her feet. Well, that's good. So what'll it be? She looks to see you. Defeated. Desperate. Until a slow clap echoes throughout the room.
Bards.
And entering stage left, the devil. Bards always do have the prettiest words. This one has not told you everything, as he slowly walks down the stage. Seraphina looks. You. Me.
Us.
Them. Our Seraphina Capello has been busy in the south, where your eyes have not gazed. This one is not completely defeated, just trapped and out of money.
Oh, I see. She's broke.
Seraphina tightens her jaw. Another one for the hells, I presume.
Well, what's your interest in her?
Hell could use a little music. So many fun songs I could teach you, Seraphina. So many dances that you won't be able to resist. You'd be in good company. It'd certainly bring up the average of intelligence. I think she'd make wonderful company. Stands off to one side, leaning against the palisade, and watches. And then notes one of the bugs and goes, oh. Oh. I didn't make you.
I think it's tough to say what we want to do with her.
I mean, I have ideas.
I mean,
Well, let's hear them.
it's not super personal to us. So I think this might be the time to claim trial.
True. I mean, the main thing is just we need her to stand for. We just need her to, you know, not do this shit again. You know?
I can teach you the ancient words of power.
I'll be honest, we don't really need them.
Yeah.
You know, this
That
without
works
him.
enough.
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, she's as desperate to say anything that'll get her out of trouble with us.
Uh-huh.
Bards and their silver tongues.
As far as
How much
I'm
of this is
concerned,
a front?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't
All of it.
really care. I just need her out of here, and I need her to never come back. So the question is What value do we get even letting her go to hell? Nothing. I mean, as far as Sia and Jean's dad is concerned, his future interrogations, potential closure, all that good stuff.
Are you sure you need
But
him
Seraphina,
sane?
you've...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Seraphina, you're just a thorn in our side. You've just been a pain in the ass this entire time. We have no reason to let you live. No real reason to send you to hell either. Every reason to kill you. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, it's a done shut case. But I'll listen to everybody else, what they have to say. She did commit mass conspiracy to overthrow the government, organize a cult, participate in the assassination of Lord Ramus.
She squints.
I just don't see a reason why you should stay alive.
Well, it just seems very state level to me.
Yeah. Put her under arrest, take away her magic doohickeys, let the state decide.
Then again, ain't the whole problem with the College of Whispers is that they do their whisper thing? Who knows who she has her little words in?
That's true. I say we kill her. And then, devil, you get the soul. How's that sound?
I kind of want it.
You want the soul? Stonks?
Devil looks. I was like, hey.
Watch it, Buster.
That's my turf. Feff, question for you though. What plane was Stonks on when he first was like bore witness to the donut?
The astral, which is kind of in between panes. Panes are in the astral, you could say.
I like it. Picasso.
I think with my job, I have to vote towards the state solution. You know, I mean, if we get shot at, it goes out the door.
Statesman. Ever coming to different conclusions.
Well, I mean, that's part
I
of
would
it.
call myself a lawyer. I'd call myself at this point a murderer. I would, however, say that you are far more evil than anything I've done, which is a feat. I think keeping you alive is a liability, and I think there's as far as the law is concerned, Gene, you are the law. I will go by your decision here. But I think there's a very valid case to be made that she's too dangerous to stand trial. She's too dangerous to be kept alive.
Well, we can make precautions. I mean, we don't, you know.
Vet the jury.
Yeah, if I'm the law, then the last thing I want to do is decide based on just me. It should be... Which, I guess, is why I put it to vote here. Today, we're the jury.
Can I be the tiebreaker?
You're the devil. You're
No.
like the
No.
devil. You're like
No,
the
I
worst
don't-
guy.
Yes, I am.
I don't know.
I would like to hatch her.
Ooh.
Reveal. Take her
For
to the
what
astral. Be like, hey, look at
purpose?
this.
Why?
I mean, isn't there a chance that she like turns into the flayed man a little bit as well? Like,
The
If
devil
it-
like gets nervous, just a little
If it
bit,
works-
just kind of looking around at the mention of the flayed man.
If it works the same as it did for me, she'll see it, she'll hatch, she'll lose her mind, and then she will be soulless and trapped here forever, just like me.
you want to
Even
be
if
stuck
the
with
flayed
her
man-
forever? She the company you want to keep?
I wasn't always put together. Took a couple 100 years to be this sane. Be fun
We're-
to watch.
If we do that and she's effectively immortal, that's a lot of time for a really long con, which is her whole danger.
Well, I mean, not being able to die is specific to me. I don't know if that comes with the bones.
I want to hear from the one trying not to ascend.
See what you think.
It's dangerous, but I think she should be tried.
All right, Seraphina. It seems like the group has decided that in order to set up on this nation properly, you are to stand trial for your crimes. Henceforth, you'll be taken into custody. You'll be tried for criminal proceedings, probably under treason, terrorism, insurrection, conspiracy to cause riot, conspiracy to murder, conspiracy to defraud the government, federal crimes, state crimes, several counts of impersonation, and many crimes that I can't even name at this time.
Murder.
Probably murder, yeah. What say you?
How's everyone looking, hit point wise?
Well, we got a short rest, so I'm.
We got a short rest,
pristine.
so we're full up. But I was definitely about to do a little. Hey, we might want to get some backup lined up. Turn economy is not with us right now.
Oh,
Seeing
I
Go.
haven't used any spell slots today, so we're good.
Same.
She almost looks like she will turn down your offer. But then the room begins to warm. Little embers begin to float up off the ground as the devil says, "He asked you a question." I think I'll take my chances. She raises up her hands, walks towards Jean and Sia. I would say walks towards Sia.
No fucking shot. Are her hands moving?
Nope, she's holding her hands out to be cuffed.
She said
Do we
she'd
have
take her
any-
chances. There's
with
no
the
way
court?
that's.
Do we have any? Can we fabricate some anti-magic shackles?
No, but we can take her spellcasting focuses.
I can also dominate person.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use my actual wish of the day And I'll say, and I hope you don't mind if I do this then. And I'm gonna cast Simulacrum on her.
That's crazy.
I think this one will be much more compliant in questioning.
I can hear Jared laughing through the walls, the many walls. Okay.
I mean, she's barred, right? So, yeah, as long as she doesn't have well, she can sing, right?
She can
Well, she
talk.
still needs her she would need her instruments, which are the spellcasting focuses. So as long as we take anything that has a string, can be played like an instrument, or anything of that ilk,
You
we
could
should be
always
good.
Cut out her tongue.
I like
Noted.
out of this guy's jib.
Ignored. All right, I'll put some cuffs on her and be like, "See, you give her the pat down."
It does that.
You find a ring and a small book, not in her handwriting. A small compendium of the power words, of the words of power. Power word stun. Power word kill. And she is taken into custody.
No way. There's no way this fucking goes well.
Well, I guess we'll see how all that turns out. Back to matters at hand. Stormflare, have you considered my bargain? The devil takes center stage. Thank you.
It's not even the right day.
It's on. I know. And no matter how hard I tell, no matter how many times I'm. Anyway. Devil takes center stage, leans way down like a bow, and extends a hand to you. See a devilish grin on his face. Don't you want to be free? Will you spend a life trying not to go over the edge? It's possible. But isn't it risky? You'll go on to build a home, family. That'd be a tragic end to a wonderful tale of you denying godhood. What'll it be, Stormflare?
I'm gonna look at the party briefly to like gauge faces.
I am made of bone.
Stares forward.
What are you looking for from us? Yeah.
I guess just some kind of
Like if you should take it.
vibe, face reaction.
Oh, okay. I'll talk when you look at me. I'm crazy. I wouldn't take this deal.
I think, Sia, that you could negotiate with the Baron a nice, luxurious retirement. I think you could make a life for yourself at Kraken's Rest, making candy with your family. I think you can get a nice life. And I think, I speak from experience, the less you deal with the devil, the better. I've already seen his face too much for my liking.
Jealous.
I'm not jealous because you can't play a fiddle to save your goddamn life. As much as his finger technique needs work, he's very good at a deal. I would avoid him.
Uphold our bargain.
I don't like what you gain from this.
Would you like to know who I will pull out of heaven? Will that assuage your concerns?
You want my opinion? I think it's above my damn pay grade. And I think you're the devil. And I think it really can be that simple. I'm sure there's some grander scheme at play here. But if I was in Sia's shoes, I'd go fuck your schemes.
It's not what you said the last time you considered my offer.
It's not, because two people are capable of lying in this room, and I'm one of them. And you're the other. It doesn't matter who you're pulling out. What matters is that you want it. That's my opinion, Sia. Sia, I think it's up to you. I wouldn't go for it.
Back the devil. Politely, I decline.
Let me know if that ever changes. Ta-ta. He's gonna turn and exit stage right.
We'll find another way.
That leaves one last thing. The Flayed Man. As far as you know, from what you've been able to determine, the Flayed Man is capital G God, and all other gods are merely greater celestials. The astral current broke, failed. God was not born. So, God got the process started again, divested himself of all of his power, and sent him into the apocalyptic pains to witness forever his failure as punishment. It went on for so long that eventually his perception became skewed, and he forgot all knowledge of why he was here and began to assume that some god was punishing him to witness atrocity after atrocity. And then he came to Kjol and admitted to everybody that everyone was going to die. And then was offered a card from the deck of many things, and was donjoned here. He has since gone insane. And according to the cult, the only reason he hasn't broken out of his prison is because he's not aware he can. A very delicate situation. The party knows that the door, the blood iPhone, as Taco called it, is locked shut, but still exists. As time passes, what does the party end up attempting, if at all, to handle the flayed man?
We could take the iPhone and we could put it in a demiplane.
Yeah, I was gonna say, put the iPhone into space.
We
Why
could
don't
put
we
the
send? Why don't we send the iPhone to the astral plane?
Have we encountered in our time any things that are native to the astral plane? Like, have we ever ran into like an illithid or anything like that? Or like a GIF?
I don't
There
think
was
so.
there was that one dude who was like smoking souls.
A primordial.
He
Mhm.
seems kind of astrally.
Yep.
He was just vaping people
Yeah, he was just.
He was shepherding them from this world out.
through his fat clouds. Blows smoke green. That was your uncle.
Looking for the name. Ryasis, the Blustrious. I'll say this, gang. Congratulations. As far as following the immediate timeline and narrative, you've succeeded. Now we go into the end game. Our happily ever afters, potentially. The first thing we need to cover, though, is how the party will handle the flayed man. And putting the door away is a solution, but only in your lifetimes. It isn't a permanent solution. And if that's how we would like to leave it hang, we may.
I don't know that there is a permanent solution for solving capital G level.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little, we just keep kicking that can down the road as far as we can. Like, I don't know, we can... The only other solve is to start a cult our own and convince them to be better. That seems... It's not something Gene is interested in doing.
Yeah.
Stonks.
He's too low level.
You don't have a normal lifespan.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
I
The
know.
plan that the party knows from defeating the cults was that the flayed man wanted to wear Stonks, get Sia to ascend, and then eat Sia. Stonks, you're a vessel, potentially. As far as the flayed man is concerned, you're a potential vessel, and you're not going anywhere anytime soon. You've become too powerful for this continent.
I could consider bringing it to the League of Stonks.
That is like keeping the key near the door, though.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, hold up. I know. Okay, I know what. How much time do I need to commit to this? Here's what I would do now that I'm thinking about it. After someone who will remain nameless in this moment blew up my, office. Stonks would want to create a demiplane, a permanent demiplane where he could store the iPhone, the door, and then rebuild start remaking the collection and the office in the demiplane where nobody gonna blow it up.
Okay.
Would I be able to move the door to that demiplane before Homegirl's trial?
Before Homegirl's trial.
Or can I do it after Homegirl's trial?
I mean, I imagine there would need to be some infrastructure put in place, anti-magic fields, all sorts of stuff, to even contain. Like, she would need to be silenced. She would need. So I think building a container for her would take a pretty good while, and then
For now,
so
she's in an iron flask.
That works too.
Yep.
Oh my god, just iron flask and all right, we're done. Serving
For now,
sentence.
she's in an iron flask.
And we have Simulacrum her to talk to and interrogate.
Yeah, Simmer can stand trial.
Yeah. Spill your guts.
That is incredible.
And
way to handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather have the dominate person spell on me so I can at least be there for it.
Yeah.
To know that your trial is going on with a clone of you is terrifying.
The main thing is that I definitely want to be there for that trial because Taco and Stonks do not trust the legal process for this specific person.
You all have the Baron's close and attentive ear.
I was gonna say we get to basically build the legal process from here.
Yeah. So Stonks
More or
begins
less.
accruing funds and means to be able to go deal with the door. In the meantime, as the party prepares for the trial, the Baron is going to leave heavily on you all for economic advisement, especially Yester, who is so vocal about all these different ideologies that no one had proposed to him before. Knowing that the capital of Windfall and therefore all the surrounding regions are on the precipice of financial ruin and economic ruin because of the multiple factions that warred over it between Lord Aramis and the cults and the torturers that betrayed him, Crooked Feather. Everyone's made a play for this economy and has dented it in some way, shape, or form. What's the solution? Or what are some things that you guys would want to put in play for the economy of Windfall moving forward?
an open free market where, in order to stimulate the economy and businesses that the individuals and citizens of Windfall themselves believe in, can purchase very small fractions of the companies that they feel strongly about, shares, if you will.
And what will you name these things?
Oh, they will be called stonks. It will be the stock market. The concept for the character.
Oh man. And so the market begins to thrive.
And in like a little bit of time, there will be this terrible market crash and it'll be awful.
Every 4 years, we'll have a recession that no one will talk about or address. And we'll need the government to come and bail out the companies that have over-leveraged and over-positioned, resulting in a stock crash, resulting in massive government bailouts, increasing the cost of taxes, resulting in rapid inflation over time to the point that eventually it'll be unsustainable. But I guess we can do that.
Do we pair this with paper money?
We got
Doing
the gold standard for now.
if you're doing stocks, though, you need credit.
You can have. We had both. There were loans in the 70s.
I know, but you need like some sort of credit system then as well, like whether that is like a loan or like, because if you're doing stocks, that is a speculative value, and you need some way to back up the speculative value outside of your assets in gold.
This is the bread and butter of the Windfall campaign right here.
Who do we trust?
Who's gonna run the credit union? Who's gonna?
I was gonna say who's gonna run the central bank.
Papa Thompson currently is running the central bank.
He's a literal criminal. That's a horrible idea.
Yep.
Reformed, he says, and then he sends out subprime loans to poor families in order to
under your careful eye, under your careful watch.
Yeah, this is the careful watch. Papa Thompson's not running the bank. Okay. That's the watch.
Also, sorry, go ahead.
Papa Thompson, you're out of the bank. You can work in banks. You're just not allowed to run the fucking central bank of Windfall.
How do we feel about having the auditor who like audited all of Stonks's?
Heron and Hobbs or Ralph?
Ralph. The best financial auditor Stonks could invent on short notice.
I had an NPC for that. His name was Hobbs.
Oh,
Ralph
well then Hobbs.
Oh no! I'm trying to make a joke. Ralph rises to power. Ralphing becomes a good term.
Then we could have Hobbs be an internal watchdog, like an inspector general.
I like it. And Heron retires. Poor guy went through a lot.
Yeah, Yester's gonna mandate that we have unions.
Okay.
In order to ensure that the companies do not force workers into bad deals where we end up with stagnant wages, resulting in eventual stagflation due to the fact that nobody can work, but everything's too expensive, but nobody can afford anything, because the unions will be able to negotiate with relatively equal power with the companies that they work for, ensuring that wages increase with inflation, regardless of a stagnating economy.
The party, after a little while, eventually sets out... Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go to the trial. The trial is had in the new court that is established within the stacks. The idea of districts, the Baron begins to oppose. When people start mingling together, the middle class grows stronger. And in the land she intended to detonate, she is held. She is brought to trial. it's a pretty quick trial with many, many, many precautions, to the point where, because the party exhausted so many precautions and so much caution, the trial feels honestly too fast. And she's found guilty, and she's sentenced to death. If anyone would like to plea for her case, simply incarceration, or anything like that.
I feel like normally this is where it's like, well, do we really want to do a death penalty? But like,
She tried to kill us like a lot.
I just
this
really
time I
wanna
don't know
this.
if this is the.
A lot comes out. Affiliations with Crooked Feather, which then goes on to take the party on a strange journey down to the High Emerald, where in the jungles you guys face feral fae, and Jean begrudgingly is at one point forced to receive aid, and is completely saved from a band of centaurs that are off to the east, next to the jungle, and the centaurs were pivotal in everyone surviving the experience.
Begrudged. He sheepishly pulls one to the side at some point and is like, why do horses hate me so much? They have a long talk about it.
They smell fear. It's deep-seated. I don't know what horse almost kicked you growing up. But you hide it well. We can smell it too. It's not a campaign if we don't unionize at least 2 labor forces. Bitter Post continues to flourish. And Yester, after therapy, much couples therapy.
Couples, huh? Oh, me and Yester together.
Yester's parents
Oh.
do decide to get wed.
Hooray!
The wedding is held in Fisher's Rest, in Sia's hometown, overlooking the cliffs over the ocean at sunset. Sia, your mom goes on to... No. Not you, Siri. Your mom goes on to make enough money to start building an empire, but chooses not to. And instead becomes a famous quaint little candy shop. She never needs all of her financial needs are met, and all of her emotional needs are met as her daughter is around. Do you tell her about your father?
I think she debates about it for a long time, about how she would tell her. But I think when she comes back that first time, there's just something her mom sees in her that, like, the anger she's always, like, carried with her, it's not there anymore. So she knows something happened. And so I think she eventually does, but it's like a ways down the road.
All right. Well, gang. Stonks. You stand before the Bloodstone. Party in tow, a couple of the Arcanists as well. Dodger is there, watching with a serious face. This is maybe a year or two later.
Okay.
He's wearing Obadiah's smock. It was not past, simply just really too old. like just absurdly old. To the point where even being like moved around in the Iron Man mech isn't. He's full rocking chair now. Full rocking chair.
He's earned it.
Stonks. Resolve this.
I feel like, okay. So in the year, me and Obadiah and what's your brother's like specialty? Do you know off the top of your head?
He was like anti-curse for a long time, right? And then he sort of, yeah.
Okay. So me, Obadiah, and Adam, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Craft the demi-plane over the course of the year, right? With Stonks focusing on making the space, Obadiah focusing on the transportation, like moving it. Because like we're gonna have to like, make a literal portal to the place and then physically put it in there. So that he has to do the mechanics of that. And then Adam doing like warding of the plane, like to contain it. Because this thing's spooky. And a fleet of mechanical spiders, like thousands upon thousands, shimmy and dig underneath the thing while Stonks opens up a gate to the demi-plane. Those guys lift it up all together and like scuttle underneath it and put it away.
Assisted by hand jobs.
Dodger comes around and goes, "Right, mate. I think you did a good thing here."
He's been practicing. Oh, is Staw dead?
That was gonna be my next one. That was gonna be my next beat. Where do we eventually find Staw?
I don't know. Was he in the house when it exploded?
No, he went to ground.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. The panes haven't been repaired, have they? Are people still stuck?
No, people are not stuck.
Oh, okay.
That was Kyo.
Okay. Cool. I thought we were having the same problem here. No, this one was like an overloading was going to happen or something. Or is that also Kyo? And I just have no idea what's happening. The second one.
I mean, I don't want to be mean.
It's okay. It's okay. There were just like a lot of primary plots.
Yeah. This was an amazing 3-year journey, gang.
Okay. So Staw then would probably end up what would he end up doing? He'd probably end up being an Undertaker in Windfall for the immediate future.
Okay.
With like the amount of like people having to be shepherded on, and with his very strange views of death of like, as you fall asleep and then you wake up in the next pain, it's no biggie deal. Probably is a very blunt but oddly reassuring person when it comes to like the bedside manner of it. Like handles it very factually of like, yeah, they're gone from here, but I can tell you that they're factually coming back to life somewhere else. And probably deals with the aftermath of, everything that popped off in the capital.
Okay.
In his weird way.
What else, gang? Now is the time. What do these happily ever afters look like?
Yester goes back to Bitter Post and has a shootout with that old mayor.
Nice.
Hell
yeah.
I mean, shootout is maybe giving that mayor a little bit of grace there. It's doing a lot.
Yester go and brutally murders that man in broad daylight. And he goes, and as people come to check, he
People
goes,
cheer.
and he goes and he runs and he decides he's gonna run Bitter Post as the mayor.
Okay, let's go. You find vast success in a political campaign under a prospering, growing city till the end of your days. What about the rest of you guys?
Tonks can still become a dragon.
Yeah, I mean, until you dispel it, you could be a dragon as much as you want. I don't think Gene really does, like, a happy ending.
Okay.
I think Gene works himself until he's too old to do it anymore.
Settle
Probably
down.
at the unending frustration of anybody who cares about him. He probably just keeps working.
Yester's
just doesn't
constantly,
really-
dude, you can sell. I've got a home for you in Bitter Post. Like it's a lovely place. The needled wilds is flourishing. It will be beautiful. Come on, G, you can rest.
I think he does eventually, but it takes a very long time. It takes until the point where, like, he screws up really bad. Not that he dies or whatever. Something goes terribly, terribly wrong, and he's like, I'm not the person to do this anymore. Or it reaches the point where most problems are no longer solved with outright violence. And so his skill set is just not fitted to the task of administration. Like he can't just kick in doors and shoot all the bad guys anymore. Like, that's probably the slow death of his career, if I'm honest.
Is there ever like a paramour that kind of brings you
I
to
don't know.
heal
Maybe.
at all? Anything like that? Maybe. Maybe.
I don't
it's-
know.
Maybe.
If
it's
Yester, all right, I'll toss in a little throwback. If Yester eventually convinces Gene to retire to Bitter Post, I think that one gentle lady of the night that hit him up that one time.
It's that or Kea, if you remember Kea.
Yeah, I kind of thought about mentioning the scar in general as one of the things that Gene spends a lot of time after the city is settled, you know?
The dead weight.
Because it's a gaping wound that still haunts the continent. I don't know if she is kind of crazy. I don't know if Gene is,
She's pretty out there.
he's
She's pretty intense.
got enough crazy of his own, so I feel like, all right, you know what? Screw it. Maybe there was a little something, but it was toxic. It didn't work out.
Nice.
There you go. There you go.
Both are too crazy.
Yeah.
You end up settling down with the girl who's into you at Bitter Post, and you kind of join the Hawthorne, Yester the Bastard's family a little bit, a little unofficial family, but family nonetheless.
it's quasi Uncle Gene because you're married to my kinda aunt.
I don't know if it's a total settle down thing. I feel like they got a little house and then they just travel a bunch.
Ooh, yeah. Free train rides for life if you can stomach them.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what Gene has done his whole, he's never really, once he was of age, he was traveling around. He never really had, like, one place. And so once he's freed from the prison of Windfall, specifically, he just starts traveling again. Okay. Like the end of, he's like Wyatt Earp from Tombstone. They just start traveling at the end.
Well, gang, it's about the end. Endings are hard. This one really well.
Can I add some stuff for
Please.
Sia?
I was just gonna say, any other end notes?
So I think she goes back and works at her mom's bakery for a while, but I think she remains like a registered bounty hunter, and so I think she takes some time off and just chilling out, being there. But I think whenever she gets a little too restless, she'll go out and bring in some bounties and whatnot. And I think when Gene is AWOL, working himself or whatever, if she doesn't hear, I think she keeps an ear out for him. And if she hasn't heard from him or of him for like a couple months, she'll go and track him down just to do a check-in. Like, I'm here to do a wellness check, bud. And I also think that I think she'll eventually get her own place, but her mom's bakery and her own place open to any of the party members, specifically Gene and Adam. Anytime.
Adam goes on to flourish. Not a lot of clerics or holy people in this land. So a wizard that can get rid of curses and heal wounds is always a place for Adam. Sia, any lineage to leave behind? Any bloodlines that might be used by the DM to dip in later campaigns?
I was thinking that I don't think she has any children of her own because I think she's afraid of something getting passed on to them. But I think she's on a bounty at some point and she finds this young orphan child that she adopts. So.
Okay. That's beautiful. Wonderful, thank you. Stonks?
You got me.
Eldritch, just double checking. That leaves us with Yester. Any final notes, buddy?
Yester once again settles down as the mayor of Bitter Post.
Right.
Tries to legalizes brothels nationwide. Goes on a campaign in order to provide better legal protection for workers of the night of all kinds. Also continues to practice the fiddle, and is on his own time, slowly but surely working up a scheme to re-challenge the devil to a fiddle contest, because he never did get his rematch.
It's true. You wanna have a quick roll real quick to end out? Last roll of Windfall? Performance v
Hell
performance?
Yeah. Is this where's this happening, Offbeat?
Bitter Post's main stage.
Can I be in the audience?
Stogs can be in the audience.
The town in general is a little nervous. The devil's coming to town to play fiddle, but they trust you after so many heroic adventures.
Would you like assistance? Or would you rather you do it on your own? Because I am a divination wizard who has portents on every day.
Is the assistance above a 15?
Oh, it would be sabotage.
Sabotage? No sabotage. I'll beat him fair and square.
Okay.
I do, however, have advantage, because I already have expertise, and I have a plus 17. Hiya. I shit you not, that is a nat 20 or a 37.
I rolled a 1.
That's what I was gonna important.
It writes itself. The dice giveth, and the dice taketh away. Just one last pass, gang. Anybody else have anything else they want to do or say, or for their end notes of their characters?
I think we got everything for Stonks.
I opened my crap with Gene probably doesn't get a happily ever after, and then somehow we squirreled it into a happily ever after.
A begrudging harumphily ever after.
I'll take it.
Okay.
What does Stonks do? You said Stonks isn't finished?
No, I said Stonks is finished.
Okay, I misunderstood you.
I saw you roll something Offbeat.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, gang. Oh.
I was gonna. Sia resigns herself to stop using her storm magic, which is a crazy thing, but she does fairly good at it. But is that a question hand?
No, not for you.
Okay. But I think she'll sit on the cliffs at Fisher Rest sometimes when the storms are coming in and just kind of watch them just come in and kind of mourn it, but also feels she's doing what's for the best.
Amazing. Yes, Thomas.
I have word. Hot off the press. From one Prince Rigby Ichabod Charles Kingsley
Okay.
III. That states that prick, aka Dodger, will engage in studying the stones that made him go crazy in the mines in the pursuit of magical power. And upon that reaching its conclusion, will reintegrate with his family.
Beautiful.
Oh, nice.
In the interest of the ending, Dodger discovers and begins to understand the art of an arcane magic so powerful that, correctly done, can relocate the planet. And that's where we'll leave off for now. Actually, I guess that's just where we'll leave off. You're all amazing. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me. It means the world to me. Chat, don't go anywhere. We got a raid coming down the line. Next week, the summer series begin. And after that, in August, season 7 of Longshot. I'm SirFeffers, the humble dungeon master at the Longshot table, and it is my absolute honor and privilege to have these amazing people here with me today at the table. I love you all. Yeah, if you want to get caught up, all of this will be up on the YouTube. I went back and watched the first episode a while back, and boy, the tech has come a long way. the template I tried to run at the beginning of this campaign was atrocious. But if you can bear with that for the first couple of episodes, It's a beautiful story, and it's really funny. It is goofs and gags the whole way through. If you would like to join our community, head over to the Discord, as well as more information about the summer series and upcoming campaigns. I'm Feffers. Let me throw it over to Seika Stormflare, aka LunaWolfSpirit.
Hi, I'm LunaWolfSpirit. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. It has been an absolute pleasure and joy to play Seika Stormflare with this party at this table. Hand it over to Taco.
What's up, everybody? I have been Taco the whole time, but I've also been pretending to be two people named Stonks and Staw. And it feels pretty good to wrap up everything and put a bow on it. And I really wanted to take that woman's bones and put them into a museum.
She is sentenced to death.
Yeah, but like there's something about hatching her that spoke to me. But alas.
Me looking at the eggs of my breakfast.
Other than that, Star was a fun little side tangent. And thank you guys. Thank you for the game.
Thank you for being here for it.
Jared, take us away.
Yeah. What a campaign. Yeah. Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching.
That's just a theory. An offbeat theory.
Yeah, Mr. Offbeat.
Thanks for watching.
That's it. That's a tweet.
That's it.
No, my name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch under those exact same names. Offbeat Outlaw. That is. I have been Yester the Bastard Hawthorne. This has been a Western campaign. I like cowboys. I got to do a cowboy accent the entire time. It was great. It's been a whole 3 years.
We almost did a pirate campaign.
This was almost pirates.
And you were like,
You would have been yar.
you were like, what if we did a Western? And I was like,
What was the Western?
3 years
And then
later.
We did.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
It's okay. 3 years later, we are at a Western. It was great. It's been a pleasure to play Yester, the man who's changed class 3 times. Man of many hats, but always charismatic and always lying. But that's been me. Back to 5th.
All right, gang. Whew. We did it. I'm proud of us. Everyone pile into this raid. We're gonna go look at sea otters. Where did the raid go? There's the raid. Everyone pile into this raid. Have an excellent rest of your night, my friends. I'll see you Tuesday. Get in there. Bye-bye.